uhambe nami zungangishilana Jerusalema ikhaya lami ilondoloze uhambe nami zungangishilana dawo yami ayikholana buso wami awukholana ilondoloze uhambe nami dawo yami ayikholana buso wami awukholana ilondoloze uhambe nami ilondoloze 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 zungangishilana ilondoloze 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 zungangishilana dawo yami ayikholana buso wami awukholana ilondoloze uhambe nami ilondoloze 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 zungangishilana ilondoloze 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 zungangishilana I better lie with the money. G-Mac with the love. Coach out with the ball. Maggie with the sauce. I better lie with the money. Rosinol with the love. Coach out with the body. What you don't want to with the sauce. My girl, go back to with the body. Go back to with the body. To with the body. You go kill somebody. My girl, go back to with the body. Go back to with the body. To the body, you go kill somebody. I'm a girl so bad, they for it. Team with the body, Rihanna with the face. Multi-foreign, the team with the body, I'm kind with the taste. She be Fanta with the color, honey with the taste. Vanilla with the flavor, Shakira with the waist. Lie your body back, baby, my love, I lie your body back. I get enough, I get money. I be your total love with the money. G-Mac with the love. Coco Jam with the ball. Maggie with the sauce.
Ojo ìfẹ́ kún máa lò ẹ́ nínú ìfẹ́. Ojo ìfẹ́ kún máa lò ẹ́ nínú ìfẹ́ jó mi ò bóyá. Ìfẹ́ ní ṣe ni lójoojó láláyé sáré. Ìfẹ́ rẹ̀ nínú ọkàn mi, ó tutù bí omi àmú. Ìfẹ́ máa lè jẹ́ra and emotions. Mo ti rẹ́ ní kejì mi, ẹni bí ọkàn mi, mo fẹ́ràn jù ìfẹ́. Jẹ̀fà ẹ lọ́wọ́ dání, kọ́kọ́ ìfẹ́ gbé wa lọ. Girl, I cannot live without you. Olólùfẹ́ mi, tí o ní fi dákọ̀ wá ẹ̀sùn tí kò máa bá ìdúró. Tí o ní fi ẹsílẹ̀ mọ́ ìfẹ́. Tí o ní ìgbàlódé ẹ̀kọ́ mọ́ together. Russia ni alábàájú ẹ̀wà. Mo ti rìn jìnnà o, mo ti ra bùkẹ́ ọ̀kẹ́rẹ́. Olólùfẹ́ mi máa kẹ́ ẹ̀, máa tún gẹ̀ ẹ́. Nígbà òjò nígbà ẹ̀rọ, ọkọ̀ ìfẹ́ wa ò ní dànù. Ìpìlẹ̀ ìfẹ́ wa lórí òdodo ló wà. You are my life, you are my wife. In no situation, girl, I cannot deny. I'm sure you will linger around down in my soul. I hear your whispers in my dreams, so yes, I know. Across the ocean and even across the sea, you will always be the one I love. Ìwọ olólùfẹ́, máa rí pé mo tọ́jú ẹ o. Bẹ́ẹ̀bi ara kọ ẹ o, mi ò ní fi ẹ́ sílẹ̀ o. Lágbára oníbó ọ̀rẹ́, a máa pẹ́ lórí ilẹ̀ o. To show you love and care. Tí o ní fi dákọ̀ wá my life. Tí o ní fi ẹ́ sílẹ̀ mọ́ ìfẹ́. You are my wife. I will never leave you alone. I will never leave you alone. You give me everything I ever wanted. Love from heaven, right on me decent. When I was still alone, my life was not so sure. I cannot make it better. One. Yeah, you know that this feelings I can define. Feeling nice. Oh, oh. Yeah, you know that this feelings I can define. Feeling nice. Oh, 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 oh. love you for the imagination. Mo ti ti gbéra ká mo mọ̀, tàlà lábàkú ẹ̀wà tèmi èkúrọ̀ ṣáàdì alábàkú ẹ̀wà ojú kan làdá mi ni o. Tàlà lábàkú ẹ̀wà tèmi èkúrọ̀ ṣáàdì alábàkú ẹ̀wà. Bẹ́ẹ̀ máa rí pé mo tọ́jú ẹ o, bẹ́ẹ̀ bí ara kọ́ ẹ o, ní òní fi ẹ́ sílẹ̀ o, lágbára òníbó rẹ̀, a máa pẹ́ lórí ilẹ̀ o, to show you love and care. Mi ò lè fi dàpọ̀ ọmọ aláìmọ̀ ní òní fi ẹ́ sílẹ̀ mọ́ ìfẹ́ mi. You are my wife. I will never leave you alone. I will never leave you alone. You give me everything I ever wanted. Love from heaven right on me decent. When I was still alone, my life was not so sure. I cannot make it better. One. Yeah, you know that this feelings I can define. Feeling nice. Oh, oh. Yeah, you know that this feelings I can define. Feeling nice. Oh, oh.
Hi everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, depending on what part of the world you're watching from. Um, how is everyone doing? Let me put a stop to this. Please give me a minute. Uh, right, right. Good evening, everyone. How is everyone doing? Welcome to today's edition. How is everyone doing? How is everyone doing? How's your day been? Hope you're keeping safe. Hope you're being good. I want to welcome each and every one of you to today's edition of Chat Room. Is kind of a special edition as we, continue this February series. February being the season of love, and we just feel the need to, take a time out and really dive into the reality of, you know, matters arising over relationship. So we've tagged this month of February love, sex, and marriage. You know. So it cut across those who are actively in marriage and those who are in a relationship or those who have missed it at one point or the other and trying to get their feedback and getting it right. It is my desire and utmost pleasure that, you know, after all of this series, each and every one of us could pick up at least one thing that can be implemented into our daily life and hence become a better person. I would want to implore us to just be nice and just click the share buttons to just invite our friends. And I know it's a lot going on everywhere, but it's all right. Let's just click the share button and invite our friends and our relatives and our loved ones so that everybody can be part and they can join in right about now. Today is much interesting because I'll be having a co-host who is joining us very shortly. Excuse me. I'm going to be having a co-host who will be joining us very shortly, and we're going to be doing justice to a very almost like this issue or this concept has been like an argument for ages. You have so many, you know, both independent bodies, non-government organizations, and government parastatals looking into how they can strike a balance into it. The issue of gender equality is very wide. Gender equality in our society, and then again, gender equality when it comes to relationships and marriages. It will be a great pleasure today that I'll be co-hosting with no other than my very good friend, the sister, someone I've come over time to appreciate the in-depth of her intellect and the purity and the sincerity of her heart. Um, it's no other person than our own very own Abefe will be joining us very quickly, so that we can strike a balance from both the man angle and the female angle. Now, it's not far fetched. In every relationship, you have like both the man and the woman, and this has been this argument about equality. Since about the 90s, there's a lot of campaign about gender equality. Man and woman have to be the same. They have equal rights, opportunities. They should be equal in what they do. Everybody have a right. Man is not bigger than woman, and all of that. And man is not supposed to be have more preeminence or more predominancy than the wife. And then some people say no. And there's a lot of philosophy that comes out of it that says a woman is supposed to submit to the husband, and then says no, there's no point, there's nothing like that, it's not supposed to submit, it's supposed to. So much argument has been made about it, and we just want to delve into it. But so we are looking narrowly into the issue of now the equality and then the roles. If man and woman have the equal opportunity, do they have equal responsibility? Or do they have equal responsibility? Yeah, I think I got a signal from Abefe now. Are they going to be having equal responsibility, or is it just that it's about the rights and the wrongs and all of that? Yeah, I think I've gotten a signal from her now. She's going to be joining very soon. So we're looking at that.
Hi, Victor.
Yeah,
Hi,
hi. How
everyone.
you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Sorry, I'm late. So
No,
sorry.
no, we just started. We just started.
Oh, okay. All right. That's good.
We're just
That's
getting
good.
started. I was just, laying the foundation. So everybody, we have a buffet in the house,
Hi, hello
and
everyone.
it's going to be quite interesting. So
Mm,
let's get started.
okay.
Buffet, thanks you for joining. Today is kind of warm now, so we want to be talking about gender equality, and I
Mm,
think we had a kind of a brief discussion and argument about it a couple of
yep.
days ago. And
Mm-hmm.
let's narrow down to, first of all, maybe we look at the concept of what do we really understand by gender. To you, what do you feel the concept of gender equality? Because for over the years now, there's a lot of organizations and government bodies making the campaigns about advocacy for equality and all of those things. Now,
Mm-hmm.
in a larger scope, and then in the area of marriage, what is your own philosophy about this equality thing? You know,
Yeah. For me, I'm just gonna say it in very simple terms. For me, basically, gender equality is like equality in everything, like, in roles, expectations in marriage or relationship or whatever it is. I just feel like it basically in simple terms is like equal rights to everything. And when we talk about equal rights, to everything when it comes to marriage, it also evolves around equal rights, in decision making. There's no no levels to rights in the family. There's no because I'm the head of the family, I'm entitled to make these decisions or do certain things or do these things. So yeah, gender equality in marriage basically for me is like on the same line, no hierarchy, like on a baseline, on the same line. And being on the same line, in marriage, is also saying, doing everything the same way, on the same level. In saying that, um I'm not saying because there's gender equality in marriage doesn't shouldn't take out the part of respect. I feel like the honor and the respect that we should give to our spouse is on a different level. It's like, that's not, it's like questionable. That's not even up for debate. But equality in roles, in responsibilities, in decision making and all that, I think that's for me, I think that's like what we're here to talk about when we talk about gender equality in marriage. I can hear you. Can you still hear me, Victor? I think something just went wrong there. Um,
yeah, I lost the signal a little bit. Can you hear me now? Hello.
yeah, I can hear you. Yep.
Yeah, I think I was switching from one Wi-Fi to another, and then we just lost the
Oh,
signal.
okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
so yeah. So now you see where I got a problem with this equality thing is,
Mm,
the way you go about it now, like it is the talking about everybody having equal rights, and that's
mm-hmm.
fine. Now,
Yep.
the part that I feel that is left behind or underemphasized is equal opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
No, equal right is equal opportunity, as an equal responsibility. If we are going to have the same rights, right? Are
Mm-hmm.
we having the same responsibility? Are we having the same equal obligation? Now, let's go by from the part of the world that we come from,
Mm-hmm.
Africa, where uh, you know everybody is like is the cultural belief is that the man takes responsibility,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
in the administration and the running of the house. He take
Mm-hmm.
responsibility for the burdens, the financial burdens, and all of that
Yeah.
is solely expected to be on the man. And
Mm-hmm.
then the women are imbibing this concept of equal rights.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a conflict of interest between, oh, if we are going to be the same thing, because you see, the way it is before is that the man takes sole responsibility of the house,
Yeah.
and then that gives him, you know, the sole, you know, leadership and kind
Yeah.
of over the house. But now we're bringing in, oh, the man is not bigger than the woman, or the man doesn't, you know, we have to be equal. So
Yeah.
we're talking about them having the same rights, or having the
Mm-hmm.
same, you know, make decisions and all of that, and they
Mm-hmm.
both have an same entitlement. But we're not
Yeah.
talking about this responsibility, the area of responsibility
Yeah.
when it comes to financial obligations, when it comes to moral obligations, you know, extended families and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
That is where I feel that it is left behind.
So I don't think it is left behind, and I'm going to tell you why. But then again, it depends on individual. I feel like when we're saying, we want to be equal when it comes to decision making and all of that, this should also involve, fairness in, running the house. Personally, I feel like I think, the appropriate way to put this would be to say we're living in a Western world where, it's not like Nigeria where most of the responsibilities on the man. In most cases, the woman may not be earning more than the man. In some cases, yes, some women earn more than the man. And in such cases, I feel like I think that sometimes the men, you know, there's just this thing about men. You know how it is in Africa where you like the man is the head of the family. It is not a norm for the man to do house chores and help you, do your cleaning and wash the dishes and do all of that because of us, the society, I mean, the community where we were born and the Nigeria being, what it is, I think, in Nigeria, this may not work. But when we're talking about those of us living in the Western world, I feel like, when we talk about equality, it also should come with the house, I mean, running the house and
The
all of that,
responsibility.
the responsibilities. So one of them would be, let's say, the bills. I mean, if I'm working and I'm earning a lot of money or whatever it is I'm working, I should be able to, foot some of these bills. Like, it's not realistic to leave it all to the man. I understand that, some men, of course, you do have a good job and you're earning a lot. But in most cases, women earn almost as much as the men. Sometimes some women earn more than the men in the Western world. Now, when it comes to the responsibilities running the home and all of that, I strongly believe that the women should also, step forward and, I mean, I'm not saying split everything you're doing when it has to do with financing to half, but I'm saying like a reasonable share, is not a bad idea. As much as we're talking about gender equality, I also want you to understand, Rita, that yeah, we want to, have a say in most of the things, the affairs of the home. Doesn't mean that majority of the time we will be the decision makers. It just means, before you make certain decisions, ask for my opinion. Like, oh, I feel we should do this. This is, what's going on. This is what I plan on doing. Oh, I think we should change the structure and we should, imbibe some of these things into our day-to-day lives. I think, with the kids, we shouldn't be doing this. We should do more of this and more of that. Like, not just going on and just saying, you know what, I started buying fruits, I mean, orange drink for the kids because I feel they don't need it. It is important that you let me know and say, oh, you know what, I feel this orange drink is not good enough for the kids, or like they're not. Give me a reason why you want to stop getting that drink, and then we can discuss and say, oh, but this particular child like this. Okay, what do we do? Meet in the middle, agree, and make that decision. So it's not like, oh, before you do anything, we have to decide together. The man also, is the decision maker, but like letting the woman into it and making the decision together. Not like Nigeria where you go out and then you come back and things are turned around. Probably, there's a guest in the house and your husband is saying, oh, I forgot to mention, like that is coming. Unlike here, before you bring a visitor into my home, you should discuss that with me prior to, to say, oh, Lagbada wants to come to the house. What do you think? Do you think we can accommodate this person? Do you think we have, it's only for 2 weeks. Can we manage? And then we'll agree together and say, well, not this time. The kids are on holiday, you know, we can't leave the kids with strangers, we can't leave the stranger alone in the house if the kids have to go to the nanny and all of that. So, maybe now is not a good time. We'll discuss it and then we'll agree. So when we still talk about this gender equality, we need to also understand, like, come to agreement, you and I, that sometimes you men have like the upper hand in decision making, because we're saying gender equality doesn't mean everything, every single decision, I mean every single decision you want to make for the family you like has to come from me, or but it just means that I have to be in the know, and you have to seek my opinion, and then we have to agree together. Not like how, not to say Nigerian men, but how men, like, I mean, say, like, I have to, like, it's my decision, it's my call to make all these decisions and set out these rules and all of this for the family.
Now, you said something about men still have the upper hand, even in the discussing the concept of equality, gender equality.
Yeah.
Now, that means equality is not equal. Do you
So
really think we are really getting an achievable result when it comes to the campaign of gender equality in marriage?
yeah, see, let me tell you, I think it is still equal. Why I will say that is, at the end of the day, you letting the man have the upper hand is just, it doesn't mean, like I said, he's not the decision, he's not making the decision for the family without your consent. But it basically means, like, well, personally, I just like to, at the end of the day, he's the head of the family, whether I like it or not. And that's why I said earlier, where respect comes to play, I need to, let him still feel like he's the head of the family. He's supposed to be, he is the decision maker, but because we want gender equality to come to play, he has to actually discuss some of these things with me and say, what do you think about this? Like, get my opinion. And I mean, before he does anything, he has to get my consent, because the woman is pretty much the home runner. Do you get what I mean? So yeah, when he see, saying he still has that upper hand, for me, I think it's just like a sign of respect to say you're still the head of this family, but we have to make decisions, together. And when it comes to equal obligations, I mean, I think gender equality comes to play there, because when it comes to, certain things, especially if it has to do with the finance, that evolves around the home, the kids, aside from our personal, like you said, family, apart from our personal, he has his family members, I have mine, sometimes we can come together, to say, oh, I think we should be doing this for the family. And as individuals, there's certain things we also want to do for our family members. But when it comes to the family, to the home, like, he is the decision maker, no doubt. But before any decision is made, we will agree. And if I do not agree to whatever changes it is he wants to bring in, or whatever decision he's making, then we have to put it on hold until we reach an agreement. It's not like he's going to say, oh, yeah, I've discussed it with you, but, you're not buying into it anyway. I'm going on with it anyway. Like it would, ordinarily happen in Nigeria. Do you get what I mean? Yeah.
Now, see, we're going to go into, some probably one or two scenarios. But I feel like there are two ideologies that is grossly influencing this idea of equality. Religion and culture.
Yeah.
Now, from both perspectives, it seems as if it's a kind of almost want to go contrary to the concept of gender equality. Now,
Okay.
let's take from the area of religion. Now, to a larger extent, or let me talk about the culture. The cultural basis. Now, you see gender equality, the perception that we have about it is different in the Western world and different from those who are, back in Africa. Most Africans, or let me narrow down Nigerians who are either in the United Kingdom, in America, in Europe, all over, Asia and all of those places, we come in here and fit into a system that is ready made.
Yeah.
You are not told. You just realize that you see the ideology back in Africa is not going to work here. The work it's easy. People back home think they feel like, oh, it's easy to make money when you are in a Western country, but
Yeah.
it is when you get here that you realize that the hostility. Yes, you will make the money, but the hostility, the dexterity of making money here is severe than way back in Africa. I always tell them, in my friends in Nigeria, I say, listen, you guys ain't doing shit. There was a lot of argument before where they feels like, oh yeah, it's hard here. Yeah, you guys are enjoying there. And I'm like, you guys, people who work for government, I have a friend who work with Lagos state government, you might not go
Mhm.
to work for 2 weeks. Nothing is going to happen. You're still getting paid. You sick one morning, you just call in and say you are not coming. You still get your full check. If I
Yes,
decide to be sick now and did not go to work, yes, they're not going to kill me. I'm not going to get fired. But by the time my
but you
paycheck
don't
comes,
get paid.
you know what's up. Yeah, you
Mhm.
know what's up. So
Yeah.
they really feel like it is easy. But so people come in here and it's like, oh wow, now the man is working.
Mhm.
It's like the woman has to work, and then we have to just sit down. We are like, come, which one are you footing? And people seems to some get it right, some work it out, amicably. Some have to get into an argument to fix it. But either way, it's not going to go by. So now in Africa,
Yeah.
how it is being stated, either what I don't care what part of you from in Nigeria, either from the north,
Mhm.
from the east, from this, even the Yoruba are even doing better when it comes to that. Yoruba still
Mhm.
make the woman a little bit obligated, which like the more successful a man becomes, the less relevant or the less active the woman becomes. A man
Mhm.
becomes successful, he can afford everything he needs, he stop the woman from working.
Mhm.
Or just say, okay, yes, you can't be a professional career person. You have to do business. All you do is go to shop and come back. Oh, yes, I don't want you to work. I just want you to watch my kids. And those
Mhm.
some once in a while we see that in the Western world too. I see a couple of
Yeah.
people here who don't want their wife to work. To a larger
Yeah.
extent, there's a criticism to that because most times it's as if the man just have some personal issues, some complex
Ego.
issue, some
Mhm.
ego, some insecurity, and they
Mhm.
just want to foot it alone, which is really not obtainable. But you see, culturally in Africa, we have the ideology that a man marries a woman, even from your wedding day, they will ask you to
Yeah.
carry a wife. Kiloshe, ogbe ìyàwó, we have to, that means you are accepting the
All the.
responsibility from the
Mhm.
father over to
Mhm.
yourself. It's worst
Mhm.
in the East because then you are even paying dearly to even have this
Mhm.
wife. The North, that is horrible because
Yeah.
they even pay the bride price when the child is even a minor. You end up getting married to somebody outside your own consent. The parent make decisions for them. So the wife is going into the marriage knowing that she will never have a say. All it does
Mhm.
is they feed you, they clothe you, and then you take care of the house and keep making babies. So
Mhm.
that is the culture that we are born into. Now, the advent of religion, both Christianity and Islamic religion, came in and go, further buttresses. Civilization will have eroded those cultures, but religion came in, and don't forget, religion is the advent of education in Africa, most part of Africa.
Mhm. Mhm.
Religion brought education. So as we're getting enlightened, we're still getting enlightened to understanding or accepting the culture of
Yeah.
the concept of marriage based on both Islamic and Christianity, which
Yeah.
says wife submits to your husband. And so people go into marriage under Christian, the Christian precepts as
Mhm.
though you are going to your husband's house, they will advise you ilé ọkọ ló ń lọ ìṣòro ni èèyàn kì í gbọ́kọ
Yeah.
lẹ́nu bẹ́ẹ̀. And our culture feels as if stating your plight as a woman means that ò ń gbọ́kọ lẹ́nu,
Yeah.
those kind of a
Mhm.
thing. So the religion comes in and did not even make it better. The concept
Mhm.
biblically says that the wife is supposed to submit to the husband is
Mhm.
supposed to be the head of the house, being head
Mhm.
and then taking all the responsibility. And
Mhm.
all of the marriages that were situated that we could point about in the Bible almost look like that.
Mhm.
In fact, there is a scripture that was talking about Abraham, Sarah. He said, Sarah called his husband Lord.
Mhm.
That's how the Bible puts it. That they're talking about his humility and his submission to the husband. That he
Yeah.
called the husband Lord. Now,
Mhm.
the element of equality. Are we saying all of these are faulty,
Yeah.
or are we saying they are caked, or are we saying it is being abused or misconceptualized?
Okay.
What do you
Let me
feel?
start with what you said about the Sarah. See, Sarah calling her husband Lord. Honestly, in this century, is as good as calling your husband baby. Let's not like calling your husband Lord is as good as what you were doing in like this century where you call your husband all these sweet names and all of that. Yeah, and then when you said what you said about the Bible saying submit to your husband is the same as honoring your husband. Like we need to give them that honor, like it or not, regardless of where we are and what it is with the responsibilities and obligations and roles and all of that. So I think we still like honor our husbands in that. I mean, submit to our husbands. Well, not all, but most of us do. Now, another thing that what that you mentioned was religion and culture and all of that. And that's why it's really tough because we even in the Western world you hear men saying things like, "Oh, ofe somi digbe udani,"
Mm.
especially when it comes to do with roles, house chores. I know some men still find it difficult to date to help their wives with basic things, like with the chores, with baiting the kids, with doing laundry, with doing doing grocery shopping and all of that. Some men still find it difficult because they still carry this cultural and thing in their head that says, oh, as the man, there's certain things you shouldn't do. It's the wife's role to be in the kitchen. It's the wife's role to do the cleaning. It's the wife's role to look after the kids. But like you said, in Africa, where we're from, it's the man's role to provide for the family. So because we're living in the Western world and I'm working, I'm also supporting the family. We need to be equal when it comes to all of these things. Like I wouldn't be working, bringing my money to the home to support the family and then finish at 9 to 5 or finish like a 10-hour shift. Like now I've been working all night and I just finished. It's almost 8 o'clock and I won't finish my shift at 8 o'clock and go home to bathe the kids, prepare them for school, drop them off at school, and then come back home to do my cleanings, attend to my baby, cook, eat, rest, and back to work. Like it's not happening. And that's where we'll help ourselves. If I'm working to support the family, he has to also support me while I'm away. What are the things that I mean, if I were home, what would I be doing? Looking after the kids, getting them ready for school, dropping them off. He has to step in. He has to
Now,
step in.
do you really think there's this idea of is man thing or is woman thing or is man's duty or is woman's when it comes to now because you narrow down to like basic
Mm-hmm.
home like physical responsibilities.
Yeah.
You go into the area of financial, but home responsibility now. Do you really
Mm-hmm.
think there are some obligations that are exclusive to a particular gender in marriage? Like, man, this is what a man should do. This is what
No.
a woman should do.
Mm-mm. No. There's nothing like
Both should
that.
be able to do. Okay, then let's get started. I'll give you the
Oh
first
yeah.
scenario, and
Okay.
it's going to
Bring it
be a
on.
personal scenario.
Oh yeah. Bring it on.
I dated a girl sometimes, and I visited her house. I think I mentioned that yesterday. She have
Mm-hmm.
two kids.
Yeah.
She have a kid, and they are relatively grown up. Both are
Mm-hmm.
teenagers, like kind of. And every time I goes there, I felt it was a coincidence. She will always tell me, when you are going, once I'm leaving, she said, please take the trash. I'll take the trash out.
Mm-hmm.
It happens every time, and I really don't, and I wasn't making a big deal out of it, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Until we get into a discussion one day, and she said, image, mind your business. And then she said, oh, that maybe the ex-husband or the boyfriend or the ex-boyfriend or something that
Mm-hmm.
used to. So she said something. We had a general discussion. She said something like taking trash out is the man's job in the house. And
Yeah.
I'm like, wow. So at what point did I become Loma? As much as I've always been doing it without any hard feelings,
Mm-hmm.
you see the statement of it is a man's job to take trash out pisses
Yeah.
me off to the brain.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna come here house and take trash out every time.
Would you
That
rather
don't make
change
any sense to
diapers?
me.
Would you rather change diapers?
That's
If you
still
have to change,
tr-
would you
if I
rather?
have to change diapers. I've
Yeah.
changed diapers like a million times. I have my kids right
So
here with me.
would you rather cook while she's not like while she's
I've
home?
see, yes, I've
No,
done that
no.
many times.
Okay, so I mean, if you're fine with Victor, If you're fine with cooking, changing your kids' diapers, bathing the kids, even while she's home, you should be fine with taking the trash out. Like, even without being told, it's, I mean, I don't want
Okay,
to say
let's
purely.
underline it now. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
This is where we are coming from. Like I said, I do it
Yeah.
without pleasure, without forcing the body. But you
Yeah.
see, I think we need to separate between right and privilege. And right and privilege, they are two
Okay.
different things.
Mm-hmm.
That I feel a need and I jump at the responsibility is different
Mm-hmm.
from this
It's your
is your
duty.
duty.
Is it your wife's duty to cook? Yes or no?
Well, yeah,
Why is it her duty to cook? Why?
because definitely she wants to do that. Let me give you a practical example.
No, no, no,
Let's
no, 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 no. No, answer the question. Why is it your wife's duty to cook?
because it's our duty.
Why?
And please
How?
don't
Who
forget,
says?
I
No,
cook.
no, 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 no. You just said it's
Now
her
let
duty
me
to
say from my own personal
cook.
experience or my personal scenario.
Okay.
The entire time I was actively married,
Mm-hmm.
I of course when it comes to say this is your job,
Mm-hmm.
my wife cooks and she don't have a
Okay.
problem with that and she do a fantastic job doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But there are certain food that even when she's cooking, like she would just know that even like I would go to work.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe she has cooked every other thing and she want to cook like for instance a forero.
Yeah.
She knows how to do it, but she
Mm-hmm.
always feel like I do it better. So if
Okay.
she cook and we have to do a forero, she will do all of those things and then she will wait, leave all the ingredients and wait for me to get back.
Okay.
She'll say she liked the way I do it. So almost like the entire time, I just become specialist in doing that one in the cooking. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm involved in cooking. Me, I'm a very spontaneous person. When she's cooking, I am
Yeah.
in the kitchen. I don't like
Mm-hmm.
seeing things littering around. So when she's cooking, I'm washing the dishes as she's using, I'm washing dishes. And you
Mm-hmm.
know, my mouth will not shut up. I always go there and see one or two things I can still do buy before the food ready and saying, okay, why did you put this one? No, this is not how they do it. This is how they do it. And then she said, do you want to do this cooking or you want to sit your ass down? Most times I want to say, okay, don't worry, go and sit down, let me do it. So it's not, I didn't assign her to do it.
Mm-hmm.
She does do it. You understand? But you see, there was a time where it becomes a problem that she
Yeah.
feels like I have to do it. You
Okay.
understand? And
Mm.
then I deliberately walk back away from even those ones I was doing. Like, get it straight. I don't have to do the cooking.
Okay.
If you don't know how to cook or you don't like cooking a particular food, then don't worry, we're not going to eat it. Personally, I don't have specification when it comes to food.
Yeah.
But I feel like it is semi-finished at some point that you just feel like she even said in public. So it's my husband that normally she cook the soup and she's waiting for me to come and do the pounded yam. So,
Yeah, but
and
that's
sometimes I just come back from work and I am just not in the mood. I'm worked out and I can't do it. I'm like, where's the food? He said, I'm waiting for it to come. I'm like, are you crazy? You know?
hmm.
But you see the different scenario because for the most part of this moment, she wasn't working. She was a full-time housewife.
Okay.
I pay all the bills, food, everything, do
Mm-hmm.
like everything. We don't even have kids. So it's not as if she's taking care of the kids. You
Yeah.
understand? We didn't even have kids then. So when I have a problem when it comes to like house thing, like I will literally always want to sweep. There's something with me and bedroom. I don't know what it is. Maybe because of the white color. I like washing
Mm-hmm.
bedroom.
Okay.
I like washing bedroom a lot. Like I step in the bathroom, I will see one spot, I will wash everything. The toilet bowl, seat bowl. There was a time our toilet bowl had to break because I think I've been using so much chemical to wash it and the thing just break into pieces. Yeah, that's how bad it was.
Yeah.
I like washing
Yeah.
bathrooms and guess what? When the bathroom feels like it's not clean, my wife just called me to say, Baoluma for bedroom. Bedroom did dirty. See, the problem I have is not doing it. The problem I have is you giving me the impression that you are waiting for me to do it. You
Yeah.
giving
Yeah.
making it look as if it's my job
Mm-hmm.
because I'm doing it. No, it's not my job. So the question
Mm.
is this: are we supposed to itemize or highlight what I am supposed to do and what the woman is supposed to do? Now, like you said, is it my wife needs to cook? I said yes. You say why? Well, I don't know why. That's how I met it. It
Mm-hmm.
feels like you don't want to cook in married, don't bother. It's like basic prerogative for any woman that is planning to be married. Learn how to
Mm-hmm.
cook.
Yeah.
There are so many young ladies who are raised in like born in Western world and they really don't know how to do these things. By the time they get married, their mother always like give them extra tutors in cooking African food because they're getting married to an African man. You're not going to go and give an African man noodles and all that stuff. They teach them
Mm-hmm.
because they feel like it is part of what makes you a woman. So there are some things that just makes you just
Yeah.
like we're not talking of finances now, but just like finances. Me, when we talk to equality, I don't believe that me and my wife should pay the mortgage. I don't believe in it.
Yeah. That's it.
I might be that is personal to me.
Yeah.
And my
Yeah.
own perspectives come from like maybe a little bit of a religion angle. Which you can help in every other thing. You can pay any
Yeah.
other bill, you can pay phone bill. But you see, that house,
Mm-hmm.
I want to pay it. And I don't need you to do it.
Yeah.
Understand? So
Mm-hmm.
now when it comes to like house chores, do you think it's something that is exclusive to man and something exclusive to woman? Because you see, if we say anybody can do it, then nobody will do it.
Yeah.
Those who have adult kids is better. They can. That's another problem. Parents now overload children with work outsource because they just feel like they don't have grown up kids and they don't want to do nothing, and the kids are just worked out for nothing. Now, so is this something that is it supposed to be really assigned, or everybody's supposed to know his responsibility? Do you think there are some things that are exclusive to men and some things that are exclusive to women?
Yeah. So I'm going to start with you made a point when I asked you, why it's the woman's duty, why it's the woman's role to cook, and you said, oh well, I mean, bí mo ṣe bá nìyẹn. How about if I say to you now that me too, according to our Nigerian culture, I grew up knowing that it's my father's duty to provide for the family. It's my father's duty to bring money and say, whatever you need, this is it. And it's my mom's duty to stay home and look after the family, look after the house.
Yeah, I don't have
So
a problem
now,
with that.
yeah, but it's not the same in the Western world. It's
Yeah,
not the
it's
same
not.
here.
It's
So
really
I
not.
mean, so as much as you want to say, oh, well, I grew up knowing that it's the woman's duty to cook. Well, what if your wife is saying, I grew up knowing that it's the man's duty to provide? So even if I'm working,
Mm.
whatever I'm earning is for me. It's your duty. You will provide. I'll do the cooking or whatever it is. Now, yeah, that's aside. Then also when it comes to, like you said, gender roles, I strongly believe that there are certain chores that the woman shouldn't be doing. If you have a man actively involved in the family, like you have a man who resides with you, not like Okwe Osinle, Joe Akpakpo, whatever it is, your husband is like here with you at the home, you have a home. I feel like the man should know that there are certain roles, there are certain duties, I mean, in the house that you just can't leave to the woman. And I'm gonna tell you some of them. Like the lady you said, like I can't have my husband and then be taking the trash out. See, I understand that if the trash is if I need to take it out, it's not like I'll leave it like you said, oh, when are you coming to wash the bathroom? No. But if it's like the weekend when we're doing, general house cleaning on the Saturday, I won't be doing the dishes, be cleaning the kitchen, taking the beans out, looking after the kids, making breakfast, and doing. We have to have all hands on. So even if I see the trash and I feel like this trash needs to be taken out, and I still have to do some cleaning and spray some disinfectant around the house and do some cleaning, clean some stains from the table, from the wall, and all that. I'll leave my husband to do the trash and say he's outside washing the car, vacuuming the cars, and all that, and then he comes back upstairs. I'll say, oh, babe, please, can you take the trash out? I don't think it's like. I'm not saying, Shay or Mope is your duty to take the rubbish out. And you're like, take it out. No. But if
Right.
I'm not like sitting down and saying, oh, babe, you see, there are certain times where you can sit down and say, can you take the trash out? And I'm going to give you an example. If I've been cleaning all day, like all morning, and I'm like exhausted, tired, and he walks in, probably just coming from wherever it is, maybe from the gym or somewhere, I'll be like, oh, babe, can you help me take the trash out? He's happy to do that because, I mean, it has to be fair. Understand that, I mean, I've been doing the cleaning and I have the kids to attend to as well, and I still have to cook and do all of these things. That's that. Another thing is, see, in the Western world, yeah, no chores. I don't think there should be any chores exclusive to the man or woman. Tobacco, if I'm working and money, and you're a man that likes to cook, go ahead and do the cooking. What is wrong in me coming back from work and Obeti Wanile? If you can't cook, if there's a place you can order, what is wrong in your wife coming back from work for having a busy day and there's already food in the house? Babe, mo kàn ní kí n help ẹ lé. I mean, mo wò pé wo, ó máa rẹ̀ ẹ́, mo kò tí ń ṣe marathon for the past 3 days, mo ti order ọbẹ̀. Or mo ti say stew there, I will happily eat it, like knowing that, you know, this man, you know, is also putting me into consideration when it comes to certain things in the house. He's not like a selfish man who is like, ìgbà wo ló máa dé, ṣé wàá ya shop tó bá ń bọ̀, ebi ń pa mí o, you need to cook. So while we're saying, you know, it's the woman's role to cook, you grew up knowing that, then it's the man's role to provide for the family. I grew up seeing that as well. Like that's that's, you know, what I grew up seeing. So if we're saying in the Western world, you know, gender equality has to come to play, you know, when it comes to, all of these things that we've just said and more that we'll be saying. I think we should be fair. But then another thing that I'm going to chip in is, as much as I want to be fair, as much as I want to be treated fairly, and I want to be fair to my husband, it does not take out the honor that I have for him. I need to really make that clear, because I feel like Okwami should be doing the chores as well. He should be cooking, you know, when necessary. You know, he should change his daughter's diapers if he has to. He should, you know, bathe the kids if he has to on the weekends or whatever it is. You know, he's not working over and lay their way from. Or even if I'm going to be home at 8 a.m. in the morning after a night shift, you know, my husband is home that morning and my kids have to be in school. He has to bathe the kids. They have to prepare them for school. Even if they have to go to school at 10 a.m. and I'll be home at 8. He has to wake up and do that, because like, he just needs to. And at the end of the day, it's all about that fair treatment. You know, thinking about your spouse and, you know, what she's going through or how her day has been. You know, it's not it goes beyond, you know, saying, you know, see, in regards to doing the bathroom or stuff like that, if I have to do it, I will do it. I was talking to someone and I said, since I've, like, for years now, I don't want to, you know, be too specific, I've not picked up the vacuum cleaner to vacuum my house, except probably I want to put my daughter down and I see some crumbs on the floor. I'll just get a small vacuum and quickly pick all the crumbs before putting her on the floor. But for years, I've not really had to vacuum my house and say, oh, mo vacuum, vacuum stairs. I've not had to do it. I don't know. Most times I'm sleeping and I'm hearing him, you know, doing these little things. Other times, my son, you know, who loves to do it, would have, like, wake up in the morning and he knows, especially on the weekends, the first thing you do as soon as you get up, brush your teeth and, you know, vacuum the house. So, I mean, you know, and when we do these things, when we know we're raising kids, you know, and, you know, we should raise our kids, you know, to understand with the mindset of, you know, husband and wife, when you come together, you have become siblings. So while your sister is, you know, cleaning the tables and you're vacuuming, it has to be the same when you get married. You have to learn to, you know, help your wife. You know, yes, the Bible says, when a woman leaves her father, cling to the man, they become one. And the moment you become one, you know, you have to put each other first. So while the man is thinking about me, like, oh, she's had a busy day, you know, she's going to be back soon, not to marry, I, as the woman, have to also put this man into consideration. Oh, you know, I'm not trying. You know, show you next week, like some bill, bye. About Mosoye, bye. About Moshinko, bye. Or commit a man try for me, only man shade 85% of the chores. You know, cooking, it doesn't bother me when it comes to doing this just like before I even get up, it's done it. How can I, like, there's got to be not a reward. I'm not gonna say reward, but there's just got to be some sort of appreciation to say, you know, thank you, acknowledge that you're doing these things for me and I appreciate these things. It's not like, because that's because of where we're from, our culture. You need to, like, make this man understand that as much as, you know, we want gender equality to come to play, I can also appreciate him for, like, helping me. You know, Tigo Bashek was a big deal. I will do it, even though we'll have that conversation and, like, oh, you know, why are you not doing this thing? Why is it skinny? But, you know, it's just like, just show him appreciation, just so, you know, as the man, he still feels like, you know, he's still the head of the family, and you know, he's still very much honored and appreciated.
You see, I'm underlining the lines. You know, for me personally, I don't think
I'm still on I'm still here. I just need to mute. Pause my video for a while, but I can hear you. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yep. Okay, all right. Now, you know, the my own ideology about the equality thing, right?
Yeah.
Is that most often than not, I really don't think it's something that applies to marriage when it comes to gender equality. And I have my reasons on two sides. I think we are talking about equality because we are looking at it from a faulty, you know, angle, from scenarios or from incidents that are faulty. See,
Mm-hmm.
the man being the head of the house. You see, you've talked more about equality, but I see something keep coming in over and over in your statements. The man being the head. So even with equality, you are still admitting a leadership role for the man, right? So at the end of the day, if one is the head, there's still no equality. Now, there is a study that I read. I read a study that was talking about looking at the statistics of broken marriages, like Africans in diaspora, having broken homes. I said, like, what is going on? It's like when people they are living good back home, when they get to the Western world and they relocate to Europe, United Kingdom, America, they seem to begin to have issues and then their marriage break. Then they are looking at the statistics of the number of it, and it's like it's so gross. Now, so the study begins to look at why is it that people who really they don't really have so much stress. Their marriage seems to be working when they're back home. They get into the Western world and they just, before you know it, papa, they are divorced. Before you know it, they're having issues. Now, the study begins to, there was an intensive study that look at, first of all, one, is as if what we were able to point out is this. Marriages that are instituted in Africa and then being, that now, relocate to a Western world. The values and that the marriage was being instituted upon is different from the system that they are coming to fit in the Western world. For instance, now the marriage was the same woman who is married to this man who, like, let me use the word, submit to the leadership of the man, gets here and just feel like we pay bills together, we share bill, so therefore I should have a voice. I should have a yes. I should have a voice. You can't tell me this. You have to be this the way. You have to consult me to do this. For me, I really don't think. I think we are talking about the equality thing because of the 40 ones. The fact that a man is the head of the house does not make him a dictator, so to speak. On mute.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, we're good. No, so for me, I feel like we're looking at it from the angle of, the 40 ones. Now,
Mm-hmm.
a marriage that was instituted in Africa, they move to, the Western world like this, and it seems that they're always having problems, and it's like the statistics is so high. So they look at why are they cool when they're back home? It seems like it was working. Nearly they get here 1 year, 2 year, 3, 5 years down the line, pam, 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 they're divorced. Now, the result, the research was showing that because of the values that this marriage was instilled in the first place, it's different from what they are trying to fit in here. Now, I think when it comes to leadership
Yeah.
and equality, is two concepts or two words that that we seems to miss. They seem to mix things up. For me, the fact that somebody is a leader is not an explanation that he's better. I was giving
Okay.
that example to somebody recently, and I said, "You've worked in an office before where both of you have bachelor's degree or both of you have master's degree, and one is appointed as a manager. It doesn't mean he's
Mm-hmm.
best qualified than the other.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, that somebody again is your manager, it only happens in Nigeria. In the Western world, here, especially, I mean, I don't know any other place in America, the fact that you are my manager does not make you a god over me.
Mm-hmm.
In Africa, you see your manager coming, you will run away, or they run to go and collect his bag and do this. It doesn't happen here. You can't even call your
Yeah.
manager by name in Nigeria. Here,
Mhm.
call your manager by their first name. There's no unnecessary preference, there's no unnecessary respect. Your manager can't just say, I don't like him, and begin to maltreat you. He will lose his job.
That's right.
It doesn't make it, the leadership is just because you see, if the once is more than one person, anything that has to do with more than one person, somebody have to lead to take a sense of direction.
Yeah.
Now, so somebody taking a leadership position is not an explanation that the person has a better opportunity or is better in than the other person. But you see in the
Mhm.
concept of marriage, now, like I said, religion, culture has explained to us that ideally the man is the head of the house that the woman is
Mhm.
supposed to submit to. I don't think
Mhm.
it's a bad ordinarily. I think the whole thing is bad because it is being misconceptualized. I think it is being abused because
Mhm.
now what we have is that why we are talking of equality is that we have marriages where the woman is being abused or the woman is being assaulted, the woman is her rights is being tampered with, she don't have a say in
Mhm.
her home, men doing stuff and the wife is not even aware, men is coming home and taking a decision and said, no, this is what I want and this is how it's going to be.
Yeah.
Now, that is a faulty one. I think it is. Those are the reasons why we begin to talk of gender equality. I think
Mhm.
it is faulty or it is being abused. The fact that I'm a
Okay.
head of a house is to just provide a sense of direction.
Mhm.
It doesn't mean I don't have to consult you to do anything. But you see, let us go from the angle of a woman. So I think
Mhm.
men, most men, African men, is an abuse of power.
Mhm.
But that the man. So what I'm saying is, I think gender equality is not something that has to be a discussion when it comes to marriage. I don't think they are equal, but I think it is not. It is a function or a problem of everybody knowing their role, and this one not abusing is a privilege or his opportunity over the
Mhm.
wife. The husband knowing that you are the head, yes, but you are the head because you have a primary responsibility to take care of the wife. You understand? That is what I feel. I feel like this is the man knowing how to use power. Just like you can have a boss in the office who want to just express or exercise his power and his position over you to humiliate you, which is
Yeah.
out of place, which is not right. So we were the intervention of equality is because of the scenarios that men abusing the power. I think if it is done right, so at the end of the day, equality is really not something that is, to me, obtainable in marriage. I think it is one of the problems because you see, the study I was telling you about, looking at the statistics of African marriages that are always coming here and then get 40 and then they break up. They say, well, the primary reasons there is that the typical African wife comes here, adopt the westernized culture, and they want to really, fight for your right and then equality, and you have to fight for it. You don't have to accept it, and because the system here auxiliates it, the system here makes it give them a conducive environment to fight for their right without any fear of being, humiliated. They have a better system here. A man hits you, you call the police, and then it's grounded forever. Stuff like that. So the idea of equality, this same equality that they think is supposed to be a solution, becomes the reason why marriages are breaking.
Mhm.
Because now
Okay.
they feel like the man are being excessive in their leadership and the conference of leadership, and then they talk about equality. Now women are taking the equality the same way men abuses the privilege of leadership in marriage. Women now are
Mhm.
taking the concept of equality to now
Mhm.
be extremely excessive in how they want to the how they want to disseminate or how they want to advocate that equality becomes a reason
Mhm.
why the marriages are breaking because now it becomes like insisting on it and using all the mechanisms that are in place, using the law, using everything to now instill that equality in the marriage. And don't forget, marriage till Jesus will come is not a do or die affair. At the end
Yeah.
of the day, it's not working for this, not they working for this. The marriage ends. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I think it's
Yeah.
coming from if it is properly done, everybody knowing his role. There's
Mhm.
not because marriages exist in those days, and the fact that I am your head doesn't make me. a dictator. Yeah, that's the word
Yeah.
I've been looking for. Doesn't make me a dictator. It's just giving me a response. See, leadership, until it's being understand from the angle of responsibility, then we will not get it right. Leadership is actually responsibility. Me, I want the woman, I want the wife that want to be the head of the house. Sure, you want to be the head. No, wala. Let me be a full-time husband. You be doing it now. No, wala. Because you see, leadership is responsibility. You want to be, you have to be responsible, and your primary responsibility as a man, is your wife. Your primary responsibility is the well-being and the wellness of your wife. But you see, it is being abused. So I think the idea of equality was introduced from the angle of the faulty marriage, the faulty men, the abusive and excessive use of power of the men who leadership got into their head, and they begins to use it the wrong way. If it is properly done, we will not be talking about equality. The woman can easily submit to the man, and the man can easily be the head, and things will still be done right. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. So when I have a few questions for you, because while you were talking, I was just taking down some points. So now, when we're talking about gender equality, you need to understand that we're talking about the roles, obligations, and responsibilities in marriage. That's where gender equality comes to play. Now, we cannot talk about gender equality and then, begin to lay. I mean, of course, we need to lay emphasis on the man being the head of the family, but I think it's been you're not getting my own point here. What I'm saying is this. I mean, at the end of the day, whatever we do here in the Western world, we also have to think back. I mean, we also have to refer back to what it is and how it is back home. Now, back home, this man approached me, and this man came to my family to say, see, I want to marry this woman. That automatically makes him the head of the family. See, being the head of the
Because
family,
he's the one that initiated the idea in the first place.
he's the one that initiated the idea, one. Secondly, and where we're from, our culture says the man, he's the sole, decision maker, is the one in charge of every single thing, everything that has to do with family, aside from the woman being the homekeeper. Back in the days, you agree with me that our parents, our mothers didn't have to go to the farm, didn't have to go to farming and all of these things to feed us. We grew up knowing that, the woman would be home looking after the kids while the man is working and bringing in whatever it is he has to help the family, to sustain the family. That's what we grew up, knowing. I mean, grew up seeing. Now in the Western world, take for instance, some of us got married in Nigeria and relocated abroad with our husbands and all that. And now here we want gender equality to come to play. I think we women are actually quite fair when it comes to that, because at the end of the day, what I just want is, seek my opinion before you make decisions. When it comes to, duties, you can help out. There's no big deal in you helping out. If I'm helping you out with bills and all the other stuff, you should help me out when it comes to, the house chores and all of these things. So I think don't you're mixing it up when you say, because you're still, mentioning that is the head of the family, the gender equality is not like equal at the end of, there's no equality in the marriage. No, there's still equality in the marriage. Me saying he's the head of the family just means that my husband is in a place of honor, and I have to honor him. Do you get what I mean? So honoring my husband doesn't mean, okay, because I do not, because I honor.
Exactly where I want to point out. You see,
Okay.
the way you just left it now is where the problem lies when it comes to, implementing equality. Is not much. It's not so much women that come from that angle or that understanding of, yes, we are equal, but I put you in a place of honor. We're not seeing much of that.
And that's where submission, comes to play.
The concept of gender equality to so many women negates the issue of submission. They don't want to hear that word. I've had this discussion many times. Now, when I say a woman is supposed to submit to, I say, for what? Submit. So
submission, they are different. So that's another topic entirely. You don't want us to talk about submission because there are different stages to submission. Submission is on another level. So let's leave submission for another day.
Submission is submission.
No, submission is not submission. Submission is not submission. There are different levels, different stages to submission. Do you get what I mean? And then when we talk about submission and we talk about honoring your husband, the husband also see to whom I keep saying this. I don't know why this thing just keeps coming to my mouth in the last few days. So if I honor you, I mean it's got to be a two-way thing. Every woman wants to be treated like a queen. But then I also advocate for women treating their men as though he's a small god. Because if you want to be treated like a queen, you need to know how to treat your man like the king. So don't mistake being the head of the family, means there's no equality in marriage. No, you need to honor your husband. And when we talk about honoring your husband, is also in that it also has to do with the respect and how you respond to things, even when he makes certain decisions on his own for the family. How you resolve these things and say, you know what, no, you made this decision on your own. You didn't tell me about this. I'm sorry, we can't go through with this. It's the smallest of the small things. Picking extra shift, like personally, my husband would not pick an extra shift and not call me to say, babe, what's up? Mori extra shift, any. Timofe pick kilo feel. Because I mean, I'm finishing work at 5 and I'm, in my mind, I'm going home to meet my husband and, he's picked up a shift and he's just trying me to say, what's up? What's in Bali? Okay, what's in Lobisha? So he needs to like call me and say, what's up? I should be only pick. I mean, can you come? Because mole need any ale. Mole tinishisi de kini do come. Bear in mind, I said extra shift, not like a planned shift. Do you get what I mean? So, another thing you talk about is knowing your roles. Yeah, there's Victor. I don't think there's anything as knowing your roles in marriage. If we're talking about gender equality, Kosisha Kokontowa appointed to a particular person to say, this is your duty, this is your role. Like, when it comes to marriage, new roles. Ajoma Shane, like we're a team. There's no, it's your role. You're up here. Your role is to provide for the family and do this and do that. Well, why mine is this? No, there's nothing like that.
Have you ever had this word that if they say this word that says if it is the duty of anybody, then it is done by nobody?
Victor, not in marriage. Not in marriage. Let me
No,
say that
that is a philosophy in leadership.
Yeah, it's a philosophy, but
You have to be deliberate to assign. It has to be duty of somebody. It can't be anybody that is inspired to do. What if I don't feel like it and you don't feel like it? Then it's left undone.
See,
somebody have to be responsible for something.
We cannot. It's not possible that the both of us don't feel like doing certain things at the same time.
Well,
it's not possible.
I can give you go ahead. I have met women before. Some things are just unreasonable. I've met women who says I don't like washing plates. You see, because they fix nails, I can't wash dishes.
So you can get washing. It's not it's normal. If I don't bring about
no. You can do what? You can do what?
See, Victor, personally, if I don't like washing, hold on. If I don't like washing dishes, I'll get a dishwasher. Honestly, I can do it.
Because she don't want to wash it because she fixed this, I will get that washing machine. No, could it work? If you don't like washing dishes, get yourself a washing machine. Make yourself big. You are just like getting a mechanism, but I am not getting nobody a washing machine because she fixes nails. I cannot wash dishes. Who nail help?
Victor, we have. Let's say we have 2 cars, and then we're husband and wife. We're couples, and then we go to work like every day. And so when we talk about gender equality, should I now ask you, whose duty is it to do the cleaning, like take the car to the car wash, vacuum, and clean the car? Should that role be assigned to one person?
We both have a car.
Yeah. So should we do it individually?
Wash your car, wash my car. Why should I be your car washer?
Okay, now let me tell you. So are there times where you feel like, man, let me do this for this woman. Let me go wash her car.
Exactly. This is what I'm saying about the right and privileges. Now, I am inspired. I feel like, oh yeah, your car is dirty.
My car.
I go and wash your car. Your car now.
My car. We're not talking about our car.
No, your car. Your car. I don't believe anything is our. There's always a specification to something. Yeah. We know who owns what. It's just some marriage terminology to just deceive ourselves. Everybody knows who owns what. She understand. So now I take your car for car wash. I've been doing that consecutively for the last 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
Now I get so much on my mind, I get busy. And then maybe I wash it every 2 weeks. Now for like the whole month now, like I will have washed it twice. I have not washed your car. And then you want to make a big deal out of keep. Women have to know how to relate things. They say it's because, or is it because of what happens? So maybe incidentally you have an argument. Now look at say now she's making a big deal out of why don't you wash my car when you went to go and wash your own? Because I've been washing it does not make it my job.
Your duty.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's right. Okay.
This is where 8 out of 10 times I think women know how to take privileges for rights, and that's where problems start. There's nothing wrong in doing. I can do anything. See, I'm not even being self-righteous right now. I have washed my wife's underwear series of time before,
But
and
Victor,
nobody has to know about it. I'm not even bitching about it. But now there are some little things. It is when you now say it some ways. Now the same me who can just see your underwear in the bathroom, in the laundry basket, and I want to wash my clothes. I wash yours too. Wash all of our clothes and wash our underwears with it. That same me now you are saying, oh, take the trash out. Are you not supposed to take the trash out? And I'm like, are you crazy? Kilo for rubbish. Now, you now want to give me the argument of it's man's duty. Forgetting things that is not even my business that I attended to. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just the idea of taking privilege for rights. There are things that are primary responsibility of a man. There are things that if you do it, yes, you are a good man. If you don't do it, it doesn't make you a bad one. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
My problem with the equality idea is I think it is equally the same way equality was introduced because men abuse power. I think women abuse equality.
Let me
That's not what
ask
I'm
you a
saying.
question. Let me ask you a question
Right.
before you go into another topic. Because
Oh, we lost her.
now,
Okay.
Victor, if your wife washes your clothes, like if your wife does your laundry, is it a duty or is it a privilege? Just pick one. Because I want
If
to
she
ask
do
another
what?
question. So, but if she does your laundry, wash your clothes, your dirty clothes, is it a
That's
duty
a
or
privilege.
it's a privilege?
That's a
Okay.
privilege.
Now, if your wife splits the bills with you, say 60-40, is it a privilege? Is she doing you a
That's a
favor?
privilege.
That's a
Yeah.
privilege. So that's what I'm saying. That's how it is in marriage. It's like you scratch my back, I scratch my back. If my husband, takes my car to get washed or cleans my car or cleans my stuff, I'm saying thank you because this is
It's a
my
privilege.
personal stuff. Do you get what I mean? I'm saying I'm showing him that I appreciate that. And trust me, I will
Now,
also.
the day he did not,
It's not
do
an
you now
issue.
feel bad for not doing it?
No, it's not an
That's
issue.
where I'm going.
It's not an issue.
That's where I have
Yeah,
a problem.
and that's exactly what I just said. It's not an issue, but there are certain times where sometimes you don't do these things not because you don't want to do it, but because you just don't want us to feel like well, mama share all the time. Oh, you're not. Yeah.
You know
So
why we do
okay,
that? It is when we begin to
why?
smell as if you are now assigning it. Men
No,
like to function independently. So by the decay what Lucia one remind me, Abuja one call attention me. So it becomes an assignment. I'm any problem. You understand?
see, at the end of the
Like
day,
a
it
real
all
man,
boils
we
down
always
to
do things
fairness.
functions by itself. It
Yeah.
all boils down to everybody behaving himself. You see this
Yeah,
where we are having
fairness.
a speech now is you saying everything is everybody's duty. I don't think it runs like that. I think those basic things people should we will still have a role regardless. Let's not deceive ourselves. We will have a role. I'll pay my bills, definitely. I'll pay certain life essentials of yours. Not you want to fix things. Those are not essential because if you don't fix them, you still don't look different to me. Now, I will take my role
Yeah.
as my role. Now, part of my roles that you now feels like it is, you feel like you need to come in to help out because you feel like it's much burden, I will appreciate you. But if you don't do it, it doesn't make less of you. It's not, let me give you an example. It was one time, and then I think it was, I don't know what happened. My wife got some fund then. We have like a crucial need that then she gave me the money to use.
Yep.
She had some benefit that was paid, and then she gave me the money to use. And then we put it,
Mm-hmm.
it's not for personal thing, no, something in the interest of the family. I used the
Yeah.
phone, and the thing was sorted out.
Yeah.
Years down the line, months down the line, differences are there coming. I just hear from like all the way Africa,
Mm-hmm.
from somebody that should not be a business. I
Yeah.
said, "Oh yeah, your wife said she's the one who have to pay for something, 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 something." I was like,
Mm-hmm.
wow. Now, to me, at that moment, when she was done, it was appreciated. But when I
Yeah.
hear it as if, to me, it's not that somebody hates is my problem. Who cares? My wife can't help out. It doesn't reduce me. My
Mm-hmm.
problem is the concept, the impression I now have that she did it as if she did me a favor. Because when she was saying
Mm-hmm.
it to the person, not one, not two that I later heard, it
Mm-hmm.
was when we having differences and she feels like I am supposed to like roll on the floor because she did it. You understand what I'm saying? Which I have been doing everything 100% by myself. One time you had the privilege to be financially involved. You have to make references to it every time we have an argument. You make references to that as if it was a favor to me. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I'm like, excuse me. So all the financial obligations that I am bearing is my duty. So we now have a discussion. And she said, can you go? Is share any now? Because I was saying, but you did one time and you are making a big deal. She said, no, it's my duty to provide. I say, fine. So because you now, step in one time, you're making a big deal out of it as if that now is a favor to me. And I have a problem with that. You understand what I'm saying? I begin to have a problem with that part of the whole narrative. See, see, first of all, everybody will have a role. That everything is anybody's business is something that I will not agree to in totality. All of us have what we should do. For me, when it comes to financial responsibilities, I
Mm-hmm.
think it is my business and I will carry it. The only
Yeah.
thing we have is that I will not do beyond my size.
When you talk about carrying the financial responsibilities, let's like we all know what it is when you talk about financial responsibilities in the Western world. This evolves around the bills. I mean the rent, the or mortgage, the your phone bills, internet for the house. What else? What are the basics? If you pay for light or water. So when you talk about these bills, how is this being paid? And don't talk about you as an individual. Talk about like the average Nigerian man. When you talk about, all of these bills.
It is really, we cannot really put it on the average because so many people, the way people structure their finances differs.
Mm-hmm.
I can only say what I believe in.
Mm-hmm.
I believe family finance is a primary responsibility of the man.
In the Western
Because my
world.
own philosophy, anyway, I don't care where it is. My own philosophy is scriptural. You
Okay.
understand? I'm a little bit old fashioned when it comes to things. If God said it, I'm not changing it. That's
Mm.
now. If you if I have a wife who is financially stable enough to help, it is a help. As a matter of fact, when God created woman for man, He said, I will make him a helpmate. Now,
Mm-hmm.
help should not become an obligation. It's a help.
Mm.
You understand? You
Mm-hmm.
are helping me, and I will appreciate that fact. It will never be your duty to, because you see, if she don't pay in 1 month and then the mortgage will come, do you know personally,
Mm-hmm.
this will look weird to you. This will really look weird. I'm expecting people to shout now. Me, I don't believe in buying a house in our name. I don't believe in it.
So whose name?
Listen to me. If I want to
Victor, just go
buy,
straight. Ah.
now listen. If I want to buy a mortgage, I apply for mortgage by myself. Buy a house for two things, not because of anything negative. I want, because you see there are privileges for first time buyers. I want what's wrong in us having two houses instead of us both having a name record in one system. What's wrong in two? I buy a house, and then over time we pay to an extent. We refinance. We have a better, a lower, bill on it. We use your name to buy another one. What's wrong with that? It's business. I'm always a little bit business minded. Then, so that's my rationale for it. But some people say no. You have to, now, if we now have both, we can now went and go and change the documents and put our names on it for the purpose of posterity. You understand? Now, again, I'm a little bit
Victor, I'll mute my video, but I'm still. I'll turn off my video, but I'm still here, just so I can,
right.
drive while we're talking.
Again, me, I have some street orientation that make me feel like, listen, no matter how good your relationship is now, we are not praying for things to get sour. But this is life. Things get bad, sometimes unexpected. And then we now have to start dragging each other and fighting for some properties and no. Let's know what we do. I want a wife that we do well. Like I've said it many times. One of my dreams is I have a wife that is, I don't care how successful I am, I want a wife that is extremely successful, if not just I am, but at least close. Let us have a whole contest, let us be a motivation or a kind of like a challenge to each other to succeed. So I want you to be successful. I want you to, what's wrong in my wife having 2-3 houses of her own? What's wrong? So there's nothing like, now we're getting older and, posterity is setting in, our children is going to be in place. Yes, we can put our names in all of the documents or add each other as beneficiaries, all of those things. That is our thing. Because you see, I've seen so many scenarios, everything the man is doing is using the name of both the man and the wife. Everything. He buy the first house, buy the second house, put the name of the wife and the house. Guess what? The same wife is buying land and building house in her name. These are my families. I'm not telling you what I read in the book. Everything the man has is in the name of both of them. But the wife is doing business, making money, building houses in her own name. Who does that? So now man must suffer. Now man.
Okay, Victor, what if?
Good. So wait. Is there anything wrong with that? Is there anything wrong?
Everything is wrong with that. There's no transparency. There's no. I don't know. There's no.
The man is aware. It's not as if he built it behind the consent of the wife, the husband, do.
But how would you feel? How would you feel if your wife, if I'm your wife and I'm earning more than you are, and then I want to buy a house and I'm saying to you,
I want to buy a
I've been able to. Yeah, okay, that's fine. So and then I'm saying to you, there's this house that I, just stumbled on and, Mufi picking mortgage, and then you're working out through. And are you the kind of man who is happy to say, oh, you know what, babe, just put your name on it? Like, my worry, like, put your name on it. And then if you're thinking, so how about, okay, so why are you not buying the house if you're buying a house, probably say in Nigeria, not here, why are you not buying the house in probably your kid's name? If you have teenagers or you have grown-up kids, why not in one of their names? See, honestly, I feel like it's because, you buying the house, personally, let me just tell you how this got to come across to me. If my husband is saying, oh, you know what, Mori, at the law, after doing all the processing, the name is in my husband, the house is in my husband's name, trust me, I will not be happy. Might be so many issues, because there's got to be a reason why you don't count me worthy to be a part of this particular project. Don't she? Why is this project in your name? What are your reservations? Of course, you said, oh, maybe later. Okay, why are you not buying the house for me? I'm your wife. I've got kids for you. We're happily married. You claim to love me, and it's been a beautiful journey with all the whatever it is to through the marriage. So why is this man up? I know it is tough in the Western world, especially in the area of we women and misbehaving and all of that in the diaspora, and how women feel like we have the upper hand. The law is in our favor.
Yeah, the law is making it easy for people.
Yeah, it's in our favor. I understand that, but how about I've heard cases where and I don't blame you, even though it's not a good thing to do. I would say no woman will feel great. Like no woman will to buy a house in her husband's name and come back home and everything.
See, we do everything I work for is our thing, and the man don't have a problem with that. But everything, okay. No. Let me tell you another funny things. But everything the woman works for is the woman's thing. That's why we always have problem. Do you know that at the end of the day, with all these even co-sharing bill in Western world, at the end of the day, look it through. Women always have more to spare out of their income than the men because you see the man still foot the damn bill more than the women. Now, eventually, the man begin to look
Not
as
in
if
all
it's
cases,
prudent.
Victor.
Not in all cases.
Not in all
Not in all
cases.
cases. If we go by the percentage,
Mm.
you realize that it's a larger cases. Now, see, if I'm making $10,000 a month and my wife is making $5,000 a month, and after paying all the bills and the ones she's paying, I'm able to save 5,000, and she's able to save. I'm able to save, let's say, 5,000 of my income, right? That means I save 50%, and she's able to save 3,000. What I've saved is more than what she
Yeah.
saved. Look at the percentage. She actually make more savings than me, right? Going by the percentage.
Yeah.
She just spend like 40% of her income and save 60. I spend 60 and I spend 50 and save 50. You understand what I'm saying? So eventually, but those are not the problem. The problem is this: everything that I have to do is us. Because as a man, I'm doing everything for the family. I'm doing everything to secure the future. I'm doing everything to, to give us, put us in a
The
better
woman
space.
is no, stop, Victor. The woman is doing the same. We are talking about here in the Western world. What are you talking about? And then if you're saying, okay, you're paying bulk of the bill, and the woman is paying probably just
Listen,
40%. How about those days when you have like emergencies or something comes up? I mean, I feel like it happens in my own marriage as well. I'm the kind of person that if I earn $1,000, I'm thinking to my husband, oh God, more earn just $800 because I mean anything lay happen. Like apart from
do
my
you
personal
know
needs,
that
and
the typical personal expenses overhead of women is more than the man? Are you aware?
yeah, of course. I mean, why not?
You're aware, right?
Yeah, personal expenses. Yeah, why not? That one's
Now,
not up for debate.
let's even say we share the bill, equal right, bambashi, which is rarely happen. I pay the mortgage, you
We
are
can't share
paying.
it equally, but
Which it never happen like that. I'm paying mortgage, you are paying for internet, and you go outside to say, well, I'm sharing bill with my husband. No, you are not. You are not
we
sharing
are.
bill. No,
We
you
are
are
sharing
paying for
bill.
internet.
Ale
You are
Mason.
paying, you
No,
are paying
Ale Mas share
120 for
50-50.
internet. I am paying
Yeah.
$2,000 for mortgage, and you say we are sharing bill. We are not sharing bill. Let's stop
Yeah,
playing.
we are sharing bill. We Ale
Now,
Mason equally, but we are sharing bills. Even if I'm paying 1 cent, we're sharing bills. Yeah.
you are helping out. We are not sharing
And
bill.
we're
That's two narratives.
no, that's not if I'm doing it
You are
consistently. No,
helping
if
out.
I'm doing it, I'm not helping
You can
out. We are
consistently
sharing
help
bill.
out. You are helping
Victor,
out. You are not sharing bill.
we
If
are
I'm paying
we are
mortgage
sharing bill.
2,000, you are paying internet and water.
What
Everything
do
you
you
are
mean
paying is
helping?
350.
Okay, so now when it
You
comes
are
to
just
paying bills,
helping out.
now you can say when it comes to say paying bills, now you can say you are helping out. But when it comes to
No,
you
it is
taking
help
you're
out. You are
taking
helping out now.
okay, so when
The
it comes
same way
to
I
you
will
taking
help you
account,
out in house
if
chores. I will help
Victor,
you. I didn't say I can't do it. I will help you
no,
out too.
you said
Everybody
to me
have a
it's a
role.
privilege. No, you said it's
Yes,
a
it's a
privilege. Say
privilege.
umbami
Yes.
for moto me occasionally. So how come splitting bills now is me helping you? When you are not helping me, we are sharing the bills. Even if I'm paying 1 cent, as long as I'm paying it consistently, me stop a minimum so month in month out.
This is what
We
happened.
are share bills. Even if what you're paying is 1,000 and I am paying 300, we are sharing bills. We are sharing bills because mom pay, and even me the default. It's about the
All the
default.
bills you are paying is like $400. I'm paying bill of
Matter.
2,500.
We are
We are
sharing
sharing
bills.
you know,
Matter.
you are helping
We are
out.
sharing bills. We are
You are
sharing
being
bills.
involved.
No,
You are
I'm not
helping
helping out.
taking care of
No,
certain bills.
yeah. I'm being involved. Yeah, helping,
Because
whatever you
you
want
guys
to
don't
call it.
always mention the figure when you want to talk about it. You just say,
No,
me and my
figure
husband
matter.
share the bill. No,
Yeah, we share the bills.
put the
Figure
details
matter.
so
Share
that
the
they
bills.
will know the bills you
Because
are
Victor, let
sharing.
me tell you, because we are sharing bills because there are times where you as the man, only probably you may not have, say for instance, it shares slow. Oh, there's a share púpọ̀, and you have to pay these bills. The woman will definitely step in. So we are
Maybe
sharing
you should
bills.
not use the word definitely.
No, she would definitely
Not in
see
all
if
cases.
we have to pay
No, no,
our
no, no.
rent.
Don't use the
We'll
word definitely
definitely,
because see
Victor. If we
this
have to pay our rent,
let's not go into hmm.
no,
We
no,
have to
no,
pay
Victor.
our
If
rent.
we have to pay our
I
rent,
didn't
oh
maybe
then,
work so
then
much
she
to make
share.
that income, or maybe I did not
Yes,
work.
I will pay the rent. Then I'll step in. That's not me helping you. And share bills me. Okay, you saw them
No, now
because
you step in
sharing
now.
bills 100
It
to
is
10%.
now this is like a little digression in
Stop
the
pinning
flow.
what men are writing. Oh, let me be seeing what women are writing. This name looks like a male. This name doesn't Ojulari or Real Deno. Doesn't look like a female. Be pinning what women are writing. Stop pinning what men are writing. I don't have internet. I want to be seeing the comments. So pin what women are writing.
I've
So
been
even if
pinning
we're
women
sharing the bill
since
100
morning.
to 10%,
You see, you
me
see,
ring
equality
koko.
can never work for women. You see, you guys are never,
Me ò
you are
really,
never honest.
honestly,
Equality can never
ring
work for women.
koko.
You see
I've only
yourself,
seen
I
the
only
man.
been
Me ò ring
one
koko. That's the
man
truth.
since.
even if I'm paying 10%, if I'm paying 50, if we're splitting it 60-40, if we're splitting it 50-50, whatever it is, we are splitting bills. Let me tell you this. Yeah, some people will pay probably 30-100. I mean 30-70. You know, some people will see their bills. But personally, if I have to pay the bulk of the bills, sharing is sharing. We're talking once you pass any part of your responsibility to me, that God bless you, Stone Gate. We are like, I don't care, even if I'm paying 1%. I'm help, like it's not helpful. See, it's only help because it's only you can call it, you can say I'm helping you if it's a one-off thing. But babe, what call me week you should help me, you should buy me some bill. That's when I'm helping. But if I'm doing it weekly and it's consistent, we are sharing bills. It doesn't matter who is paying more or what percentage. Yeah, it's gonna be 50. Even if the woman or man doesn't pay
Those are the
anything, then
unfortunate thing.
it's going to be 50-50.
Those
Yeah.
are the unfortunate thing. You see,
What is unfortunate?
yeah, let us go like this. You know, I have seen so many men right now as we speak in this Maryland
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
they have good job, well read. They used to live large.
Mm-hmm.
Their only problem in their
Mm-hmm.
life where their life begin to end in Juba. In fact, one has migrated back to Nigeria. Their life become a misery and they almost become a reckless because they have to go through divorce. And these are men who were taking, if not 100, almost 100 responsibility of their houses, all the family property were on absolutely them. They go through divorce, they went to court.
Mm-hmm.
This is what they get 50-50. The woman takes every damn thing. Now he couldn't work because they have to put him, because if he keep working, he will keep paying alimony, he will keep paying child support. Now this man have to quit his job to, so many of them driving Uber now because they don't want to do that. This
That's
is
the reason.
bullshit.
That's the reason why. Personally, I think whatever it is you want to do, you should put that into consideration. But God forbid the worst happens, we'll have to split this thing. So how about we buy the house together? How about we split? I mean, after rally 50K.
Exactly. So don't pay for internet and say we are splitting bill. Let us pay the mortgage together. You want to split bill, let's split
Yeah,
bill.
we'll pay the mortgage. Oh yeah, we'll pay the mortgage together. Yeah, we can pay the mortgage together.
Let us pay the
We can pay the
mortgage. If it is
mortgage together.
2,000, we are
Yeah, and
paying
someone said it's
one
based
pay.
on individual income. See, when you say it should be based on individual income, I would disagree with that a little bit. Like I said, if his job is slow, probably that period, Korisha Shidada, and that I have to step in, I will step forward. But if I'm earning more than him, because except we want to lie to ourselves, in this Western world, we women we earn more than the men because I don't know. Some men, yeah, I want Korean like Atishishe, but maybe personally, me, I like to do extra because, in fact, in a week, most times, yeah, myself and my husband, we don't like see eye to eye, that much. Most times, we have probably 2 hours breaking between our jobs, and we're ringing ourselves to say, "What's up? See, Jacka, but then be by. Let's have lunch. Let's okay. Shomon call or cancel shift because we work really hard. But now it depends on how, like you rightly said, individual income. If I earn more than my husband, trust me, it won't be easy that I'll be paying 70% and he's paying 30% of the mortgage. Personally, I will
That
not
is
do
not good,
that.
Abi. Okay. And you say we are
Personally,
equal.
I will not do that. So
And we are equal.
when
But
it
if
comes to
I earn more than
mortgage,
you, I should pay
when it
more.
comes to
You see that there's no
see when
equality.
it comes to income, when it comes to mortgage, we'll pay equal. We'll
A
split it
wicked.
into half. But when it comes to the other bills, to one in Ole, I'll make sure he pays more than I do. Victor, let me tell you another thing. See, our being, I feel more, I can tell you categorically that 98% of our being, we spend more than you guys when it comes to
That's
the
what I'm
home and
saying.
the
You
affairs
spend
of the
more
home.
money. Which
Not
man is buying a
not
whole
on
box? You are buying gold every 2 months. You are buying
no,
gold.
not on ourselves. Calm
Who does
down. Let
that?
me tell you, not on ourselves. No, not on
No,
ourselves.
you spend
So
more on
now what
yourself.
I'm
You
saying
just
is
use
this.
student as a
We
coverage. You
do on
spend
our
so much on
see,
yourself.
our being, we are very
What I
calculated.
used
Let me
to
tell
cut
you
my
this.
hair
If
in a whole year is what we used to buy one week.
and that
1
dude,
week.
that's yeah, I mean, it work already here. See, let me tell you how it works. Let me, and I hope I'll be speaking with at least 50% of our being. See, if I have 4 shifts, yeah, and next week there's this hair that I like and I want to buy, I'm picking an extra shift. But okay, you know what? I need extra shift here because I need to make this payment for this hair.
Sorry to
Do you
cut
get
you
what I
in.
mean?
Read this comment, and I want you to pass an opinion to it.
If we are paying mortgage 50-50, that means husband is not the head of the house no more. We are just neighbors. No. I disagree.
You see where this
No.
is what
See,
crashed my.
and let me tell
You
you,
see what I'm
let
talking
me
about?
tell
This
you,
Western
see,
culture and this equality shit.
it depends on you, it depends on you, it depends on, you know, what your marriage is like or what your home is like. Me, personally, whatever we're getting together is not for us, it's for our kids. I'm not that kind of woman who would say, oh, you know, I just might get to 50-50. No, see, even myself and let me say this, myself and my husband have this agreement. If we're able to buy 3-4 houses during the course of, like, of course, King Kokoshele, Tabalera 3-4 houses before our kids become teenager, we have to give each child their house. Whatever we are buying now is not ours, it's for the kids because how long that be. And let me tell you, go back to our Nigerian culture. Back in the days, we have this, especially from the not should I say the eastern part of Nigeria now or the west, where you know our forefathers will buy houses, they will build houses all over. And time or anything happens or walk cool I feel like in the Western world now, women, you know, let me talk about women a little bit and our selfish nature. I feel we're thinking about just ourselves only. You know, the house is mine, the house has to be mine, you know, I have kids for him, Elaine is my Elaine. No, I don't want the house. Whatever, let's just work together. Let's build, you know, an empire for our kids. If we're able to buy 3 houses, we've got four kids. Tabale Rale Meta, you know, while we're still strong and agile, while we can still work and make money. Generally, matter by the time our kids are 18 or they're like of age or when they're getting married, I personally, for my 3 girls, my wedding band, I want mommy, my 3 girls, I have their wedding band ready. I only have a teenager, so my daughters are not like all fully grown, but I'm beginning to you know to fix things for them even before they grow. I know how, you know, here in the Western world, I have a friend who has heaps of jewelries, you know, lovely gold jewelries, and I'm like, oh, you know, you wear a lot of jewelries, and she's Italian, and she said to me, oh yeah, you know, I got this for my nan, I got this for my great grand, I got this for my blah blah blah. You know, she has all of these things and she got them from her parents. So she didn't really have to work, you know, to buy some of these things for herself. She got them like it was passed on to her. Do you get what I mean? So I personally I feel like if we should buy the mortgage together. We can do it together and just have the mindset and say to ourselves, regardless of what happens, no matter so if we have to go our separate ways, because this house we're not selling it, and you know this house is for the kids. And this is in 2 ways. See, I know of someone who said to me that, you know, they both grew up, you know, she was raised by her dad, he was raised by his mom, and they said to themselves, no matter what happens, we will make this marriage work. What I went through in the hands of like being raised by my mom only and didn't have that, you know, my dad and mom, you know, together affected me some way, somehow. And we're going to make sure no matter what happens, we will raise these kids together, even if it means just to coexist. Even if, you know, we fall out of love or go well, I'm gonna coexist for the sake of the kids. So personally, I'm of the opinion that if you have to get a mortgage, we can do it together. I am totally fine. For me, it's totally all right to split the mortgage into half. I'm more than happy. Because if I'm working and I'm earning 1,000 weekly and our mortgage is 500, like Kilo Deti Michelle drop 250 for mortgage. Like, seriously, why can't I? It should take only a selfish woman who works and earns a lot of money to not like split the mortgage. Now, on some cases, if rare cases where the woman is not earning much, it is normal. There are times where Umbriama defaults. Let me tell you the mistake that Umbriama make again. Now, if the woman defaults this week, next week you're saying, oh, so last week you all saw next week. It shouldn't be like that. It's okay to default, because if I mean my default in his payment and Obriema stepping. So it's just having that understanding. Personally, shouldn't even be anything like when it comes to anything that has to do with finance for the family, for the kids. It's not part of it. And Rita, there's something you're laying emphasis on. You've been talking about, women saving money for their personal needs. Women saving money for their personal needs. Oga, calm down. See, it's
not fair.
Guys are privileged that we are even in a world. We're in a Western world. We're in a society where we can work and earn, and take care of ourselves. We're not like sitting there saying, oh, babe, you move for a bone straight. Oh, Mori gold consumer.
Kò ṣe problem tó bá fẹ́ ra bone straight. Ṣé màá para mi fún ẹ? Ṣebí tí n bá ní mo máa fún ẹ, period.
So now should we now say Obrinye o help her?
Go help me. Stop. Come off it. Go help me.
Going back to our Naija culture that says it is your duty to look after your family and provide for them. I need this hair. Blah blah blah. Mo need it. In Nigeria, it is your duty to provide. Now let's say that because we're in a Western world and gender equality.
Thank you, Adefmio. Thank you.
So let's now say we're in a Western world, gender equality is coming to play. It is normal, or it is, what's that word? It is not a big deal that the woman is, doing these things for herself, even though it's like in Nigeria, in Africa, it's your duty. So
it's my duty to do according to my size.
The rest is history.
If it is my duty, fine. But I'm cutting my coat according to my size. Then that's not a problem.
Okay.
See, the problem is this. Here, the problem is that I am working out my ass to get things along, because you guys know, even when we share basic bill, there's a particular expenses that is never accounted for. It's called miscellaneous. It will still always be on me. Now, and you are conserving. Most times it's the man. Let's be fair. Now you are conserving your own income. You are conserving your own income. See, women are always faithful in everything except money. 9 out of 10 times. Yeah. That you will know how much they make, like to the letter, is a lie. The day it increases, they calm down for you. They don't tell you all those details. It is when the money is short, you hear all the nagging. The day the money is more, you don't ever hear it. Now you are saving the money for yourself, Victor, and using it for things that will not be our interests. That will not be of our interest. Good. Now, what I do my own.
I was looking good, not of your interest.
Oh, no, not our. It's not the interest of both of us. You are looking good for yourself. Excuse me. Did I complain for you? Let's stop this hypocrisy. You are looking good for yourself. It's not for us. As a matter of fact, most of you are looking good. Goloma don't affect you. You go and make one hair now. You are sleeping on the bed. You can't make competition. You are stressing me out. Once I even find initial I tell you next thing, it is your hair. They touch you. You are hey, don't put it. It's even stressing us. You now fix your nails now. You can't wash dishes. I have to start washing plate because you say you fix one nasty hair.
You don't have to.
Well, 8 out of 10 times, that's what ends it. Now, so you are using money. You are buying gold. $3,000, $4,000. Women are lately, especially in the Western world, African women are not prudent at all. Like zero prudency. You are buying gold. And then the justification is, oh, gold has a monetary value. I can trade it anytime. And listen, that's bullshit.
It does. It
can, but if you have that money to spare, I can't we put it in family projects? We are trying to build a house maybe build a house in Africa or do something. You are not putting that resources there. You are telling me that you are using it to buy gold.
We can do that.
Buy this one.
What are you talking
about? You are buying Gucci bag. No, you can do it, but you are not doing it. You are not doing it. You are using it to buy gold. You are buying Gucci bags. Because women are naturally competitive. You are buying Gucci bags. The man is just wearing Patapata Macy's is wearing the regular shirt. How much be the most expensive
Victor,
shirt? He's wearing
wait.
self-limit.
If that's
How
where you
much
want
is
to
it?
take it to, wait. If that's where you want to take
And
it
we
to,
say we are
okay,
spending
so
our
in the
money together.
scenarios,
No.
Victor, if that's where you're taking it, okay, we women, we always have the extras to buy the gold, to buy the hair and everything. So how about you guys, the extras? The man for side chicken, the man for girlfriend.
No, I'm a Christian.
No.
I mean, inside chick.
No. Don't speak for yourself. If you're speaking, you're speaking for men in general. So
But
why
it's
you're
not every
sounding,
man that's
oh,
outside
Mara,
chick.
go.
It's not every man that
An
outside chick.
average Nigerian man has a side chick.
An average Nigerian man don't do
Nigerian
side
man.
chick. See,
So why you're
an
saying
average Nigerian
that's a
man
lie?
have
So
economic
why you are
importance.
saying the Nigerian?
Let me speak on behalf of African
Why
men.
you are saying
There's no African man in this Western world that invests money on side chick. If that happens in Nigeria, here, even the side chick are destiny helper. They do everything for economic importance. For go and ask those side chick if they are even being funded. No, not in all cases, but most of the cases, there's no African man that is coming to pump his hard-earned money on one side chick. Most of the ladies here that are, that they are really messing with, they are ladies who seems, I mean, without apology, who seems vulnerable, they even need you in the first place. They're even doing everything to even have you around. So you are going to, they don't even require it. Listen, it's not a requirement. You don't have to do it.
So are you now saying,
yes.
Are you insinuating, are you saying all the money, like 85% of the man's earning is being pumped into the home? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I don't agree with you.
Yes. It's always pumping into the home and like things the men spend money on are things that is of our interest. Like they have something to do. Like, okay, somebody if you lose like a significant, relative in your family now that contributes money, I contribute money, I pay it. Like you lose your mother, you lose your father. It is culturally from where we come from. It is my duty to come true.
Yeah.
If now my mama die, no be your duty. If you do it, I go tell you thank you. But say there's nobody that is putting any responsibility on you.
No, even if you do it, even if it's the lady's mother that passed away and you're doing that, she will still say thank you. See, if the
no, but if you don't do it, you are a useless man now. You don't understand what I'm saying.
No,
it is your duty. It's not a privilege.
See,
it's not whether you feel like you have to.
Victor, if you have it and you don't do it, there's a problem. There's a reason why you will not support your wife in like laying her mother to rest. The same thing applies to the woman. If the husband's parents, any of the husband's parents passes away, it's the ones, I mean, it is only normal. See, certain things, they come out duties, obligation, be whatever, because certain things, it's a norm. And I think for me, you're saying, we women don't let our husbands see our payslip. Yeah, I mean, personally, I will not ask to see your payslip. I don't want to see how much you're earning or what's look back. No, but my own is just be fair. Okay, this is how much I've earned, this is how much I have, what are we doing? Kina one quarter, let's sort out and all that. Do you get what I mean? So yeah, the area of Victor saying, oh, we women, we spend half of our money on jewelries, on hair, and see, this one's a necessity. Even if we're not here, if we're in Nigeria and Victor is the sole provider for the family, these are things that you have to provide. But you like it or not, but you bino or not, but you buy or not, is your duty to provide, basics, ọ̀rẹ́ mi ṣe aṣọ, a ní aṣọ ibi tá fẹ́ rà, ṣé ó fẹ́ yọ mí ní setting. It's your duty. You have to provide it. So I think it's even a privilege for your career that we're here in the Western world, and we are working. All we just want is loyalty and fairness, and that's where loyal equality comes to play. We're not saying, don't like, nobody, no woman is standing in your face to say, well, shut up, whatever it is, shut up, let me talk. No, that's not what we're saying. The lady is not saying, oh, you shut up, let me talk. No, but just saying fairness, fair treatment, let me have a say in the things we do, as the machine supports the mortgage, I also should have a say in, whatever. See, when it comes to another aspect, to this is family. Is like family finance, like extended family finance. Because whether we like it or not, we can't excuse that. And I think this is one area where most marriages, man, suffer. I prefer side chicken in Yankees and money. So when it comes to family finance, your extended family, how do we do this? Like, is it that, do you discuss with your wife to say, oh, I'm giving, my parents this monthly, or my brother said he needs, 200K for this, I want to send it to him. Do you think it is okay? Is it like the right thing to do, to carry your wife along when it comes to, whatever it is you have to do for your extended family? Because
Yes, I think for me, my extended family now, not extended though. The parents of my wife is my responsibility. I was telling somebody, I think I was having this conversation 2 days ago. My ex-wife lost her mother last December. I've been divorced for 2 years, and I pay her every month till November. I send money to her till November.
Yeah.
Till November. I'm not with her daughter again. But we have children together. I send money to her, and God bears my witness, till November last year. She died in December. So I take responsibility of that, and I think, see, you are marrying somebody, you are taking responsibility, you are married into a family. I see her as her mother as my mother, So I think it is a duty of a man. Like I said, I'm a little bit old-fashioned when it comes to man and marriage and man's responsibility. I feel that man comes with responsibility. And that's why I have a problem with the way, what's it called? The way the equality is being translated. See, let me chip something a little bit, Abefe. I don't have a problem. Like I said, leadership or being the head is not a reason to be a dictator. You see, the intervention of equality, it's not really working in favor of the women at the end of the day. Honestly, it's not really working. Because you see, why? The women seems to have either misinterpreted or misconceptualized this idea. I've been reading all the comments since, and 8 out of 10 of the women.
Women, should I increase the
You see? Yeah. 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 of the women that says that, yes, we're supposed to spill bill, have said some things continuously. One of it is that we are not supposed to split it equally. The only one who says if we split equally, they say if we split equally, then you are not the head. Okay, now, that's not the point. The point is that every one of them expresses equal responsibility when it comes to paying bills and doing things equally, as if it is a favor. You understand? Now, this is the problem why marriages are breaking in the Western world. Like African marriages getting so messed up at the end of the day. Because you see, women come here, it looks like, okay, yes, we have to spill bill, and they spill bill. But guess what?
But Victor, you said it yourself. You said you are helping me. Helping me, it's a favor. You said that yourself. You said if you're paying
but you disagree now. You disagree now.
I disagree, but I'm just going by... but that's what you said. You said if you're paying...
If we consider it as that, yes, it's supposed to be help, right? But you guys say it's not help. We are spilling bill. This is the problem that we have. How many men have you heard? How many men have you heard talking, outside the marriage and saying, "Oh, me and my wife were spilling the bill," and they're saying it with effrontery? Because you see, Victor, are you not supposed to pay the bill? Equality. But women goes everywhere saying it as if they are doing the extraordinary by paying the bills. Victor. Now, because you see, once they start spilling the bill and they paying bills with you, you can't say Jack Robinson. You can't. Women are so impulsive to the extent that the little that you have left, they want to know how you spend it. And we don't even know, we don't even bother about how you spend yours. Now you decide to just buy something or set, and men don't even buy like that. You decide to you have one nephew, niece somewhere, you just send 200,000 to him, your wife is making face, so you did not tell me. No, it's not from family account, it's from my income, it's from what I have left after paying bills. Women still have problem with that. But you don't tell me when you want to buy those whatever good you buy in anyway. So the problem is that when they spill the bill, when they begin to pay bill, this is where the problem lies. It gets somehow in their system to now want to. You see, we were talking of equality, but the way women are taking it now, women are now become, instead of it to be equal, women are the organ now. Unfortunately, the system is helping them. They always fall back on the system. So it becomes, this equality has become an auxiliary to misbehave. You understand? It has become an auxiliary to now, because you see, women are naturally like that. Their heart is heavy. They becomes like this. So now it's the problem. So at the end of the day, it's not working for them. The end of the day, marriage is not the door. They have had the marriage will end. The man will run away. And don't forget, on the Friday in the Western world, the competition is very high here. As you are doing like idiots, there's one woman that is waiting, praying every day and night for you to just fuck up and walk away from the marriage. It's in 2 days. One man broke up in my church in November, moving by December with another woman. Everybody said, "Oh, he must have been cheating. Must have been cheating on the wife before." No, it did not. It just take 2 weeks to find another woman to continue your life with. It doesn't take that long. It's a Western world. There are so many women that's waiting for you to just
and let me tell you,
end the relationship with the wife.
this. While you are saying there's so many women waiting for you to end your relationship with your wife and move on,
But I said there are so many men too.
Sometimes we women are just out of your bullshit.
That's not true.
No, listen, calm down. Sometimes we women are also out of your bullshit, but there's always a reason why we are staying back. Personally, I'm of the opinion that if a man leaves you, and goes to another woman, then that is not meant to be. Like, goodbye. Life is beautiful. Life is sweet. I understand that some women, they are so emotionally dependent on their husband that when things go bad, it affects them. But I can tell you categorically, in the Western world now, with the way things are going, if you don't Jemilowo and it gets to that point where you feel like you found comfort in another woman, you can't see both Atobiri and Atokore. I don't think anybody should stay in a relationship or marriage if they are not happy. It's okay. Get to a point in marriage where you fall out of love, especially when you start having kids. Not fall out of love, but you may not feel that thing that you feel, we used to feel for that person. And this is where, we have to try to ignite the love again, try to spike things up and do all of those. But, whatever it is, I feel that if a man leaves his wife, for any reason to be with another woman, why are you leaving? Is it because you're unhappy? The same thing we say to women, if you're unhappy in a relationship, life is too short to be unhappy. Leave the marriage up, leave the relationship, and move on. Do you get what I mean? So there are certain people. See, our mothers back in the days, there are heaps of women who their husbands left them, and the husbands went with another man. And these women are like, personally, this my dad, got married to another woman at the early stage of my life. Like, I was, really, really early, and my mom just moved on. My mom continued working, she continued hustling, and I can say today we are all happy. Like, we look back, even our friend, she will look back and say, she's happy that, even after, he left, she stood and she said, what, I don't need to bring any man in. Like, my kids are my happiness. Bear in mind that, personally, I will not, like, I'm not one of those women who would say, oh, I want mommy need, me need lots of my. No, because like it or not, I want those cold nights and those, there are times when you need that man, you need comfort, so if the man is leaving his wife, but you're unhappy, I find it funny that in November, they're moving in December. I find that really funny, but not to go too deep into that.
It's a little bit funny.
So Mr. Kunle last just said, don't mind that women are generally expensive to maintain. Many women are working for bedroom bungalow on the road from one coast and stick, perfume, earring, nose, blah 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 blah. They ring, CB ring, Gucci bag, Michael Kors Gaga. Okay, Sherry, let me tell you this. I want see, and this is why I'm not happy. This is why this is one conversation I don't like to have with my husband. I'm like, you know what? This one is not up for debate. We're not talking about this because see,
when you guys know that you don't have a defense, that's why you always cancel the discussion. Why are you not discussing it?
The fact that you guys don't live an expensive lifestyle doesn't mean the woman shouldn't live that lifestyle. Now let me tell you what I'm saying.
No, now if you are spending money judiciously and we are taking,
whether you like it or
in
not,
the interest of the family, why are you blowing money at me?
The only thing you need to do as a is shave your hair, change your boxes regularly, buy your perfume, buy your perfume, buy your underwear, your singlet and stuff, and buy some expensive clothes and shoes. Victor, bear in mind that some men, I know certain guys, belts only cost almost $3,000, just their belts. I can tell you there are some designers belts that cost that much. There are some shoes, just one pair of shoe to cost that much. Victor, and me personally, your perfume to a Victor Low is not £50. It's not $50, whatever it is.
No. I've gone beyond that level in life. Life is in
You
stages. People
so
are in
so what
phases.
are you talking about? So we
I
women,
cannot
so
function
our
in that at
obìnrin
that
náà,
level.
so our obìnrin náà, we've gone beyond that
Well,
level.
women don't function like that.
How will I
No, women don't
relocate
function like
from?
that. No, women
How
don't
will
function
I
like
leave
that.
Nigeria and come abroad and I cannot wear bone straight? How will I
No,
be
I am
working
not.
so
I'm
hard
not
and I
wearing a
cannot buy?
$400 perfume because I'm in America. Oh. In this
Victor, I
America,
cannot be
I have once
Victor.
used. See, I have wear Foot Locker in this America before.
Hey, that's Foot Locker. Victor, let me tell you this. I cannot be
Multi
working
multi
hard.
war bata Walmart in country. You
Victor,
say you understand.
Victor, hold
I
on.
grow to become that.
Yeah, we grow up in the same thing. We
Women
cannot,
don't understand that part.
Victor,
They
we
don't.
women don't just,
I
we
know so
women
many
don't
women
just,
that are in my inbox asking for help to start business, and I look at them and I'll be like, shaking, wait, really.
Victor,
When
we
you
women
calculate what
don't,
they are
no,
wearing,
hold
their
on.
wig is like
We,
bagbeoshi. They are wearing
Victor, we
expensive stuff,
women,
and they are there asking for help.
Victor, we women, yes, some women just come to the Western world and they expect the husband to provide all of this. But for some of us, we work really hard and this is something we can afford and we will buy it. Like personally, me, I like gold. I like gold. Anybody that knows me knows that. I like to buy gold, you know. I like good jewelry. So yeah, I will work. I'm not like, and I don't just buy for myself. And that's where, these things, where fairness comes to play. While I'm buying gold for myself, I'm buying for my husband. Because my husband is not a freak when it comes to these things. So while I'm buying for myself, I'm buying for my husband, I'm buying for my kids. I'm not the kind of woman to my jade, to marry jewelry, to my jewelry, I'm not that type. So, fairness has to come to play. Yes, we like these things. Women are very materialistic, no doubt. But it doesn't mean because I say we are materialistic, or mean I'm a fee necessity. Okay, now, need bill. Default in the mortgage in the week. Okay, mortgage answer 550 weekly. Okay, or fortnightly. How about, magic as a mortgage of away bone straight. And most of the time, because personally, and I know, at least I know like 55% or maybe 45% of our brain man shape, we always have extra. Like in my home, I talk about myself, because see, you have to learn to save for the rainy days. And your Korean, might get carried away by me. But our baby, there's always somewhere to run to. And that's in salary. And when I did me and said, you women, you don't really show us your pay slip. Yeah, it's all right. Me, you show any pay slipping because I need to first thing. Learn to saw my part of the bills. To sort of family me, our extended family, me from my nephews to my mom to my cousins and all that. To sorting it out. I will also have some extras for no. Because like it or not, my immediate family need priority. So there's got to be extra somewhere. Okay, worst case scenario, anything happens, like there's got to be somewhere. Similarly, Salo. Okay, So mark and gold and no, because when you're
Let me tell you a funny scenario. Let me tell you
belt,
another ridiculous scenario. I was working, like I told you, the entire time I was married, I foot bill 100%. My ex-wife was not working. Do you know I found out later time that baby in that Joshua?
Yeah,
From which income?
Eto.
From which income? Do you know that that I'm working like Malu? I don't have any. Matter of fact, I don't have any savings then. I was working hard. We're expecting our first child. I was working voraciously. Work my ass out. Leave the house by 6 a.m. I will get back by 10 p.m. at night. And this girl, they do a job.
Yeah, like any big deal.
I know I was hurt. Honestly, I was hurt. Like,
but kilo for
monkey
what?
they walk, baboon they shop.
Well,
I mean, she didn't blow
Africa.
it on for something, but I think she spent it to. I think she sent it home to renovate her mother's house at that time or something. But
Sure.
I would have appreciated you tell me.
No, but Victor, okay,
see,
if she's abroad,
they won't call me for that now.
Victor, if she's abroad and she's not working, till a mommy and that is shubu beside budget. You are my husband now.
See, Abefe, stop being selfish. Stop being selfish. See,
Victor,
be honest.
Yeah?
Be honest.
Yeah.
I will appreciate you say to me, my husband, I have this commitment at home. I need to catch up with this. I really wish to do this thing. If you can help me out, I will set the target. If I don't have it then, I will say, okay, can you please be giving me this little amount to be saving, and then by this time I'll be able
tó
to.
bá jẹ́
Not
emergency nǹkan
you.
tó bá jẹ́ emergency nǹkan.
No, but kì í ṣe emergency. Ìgbà tó ń dà kí nǹkan tó kò plan láti fi ṣe kinní yẹn. Ìgbà tó ń
But
dájọ́ ń
what
dájọ́
if
for àjọ ni. Need yẹn kan arise as
okay
at that moment ni. But
yeah
what
we
I
máa ń
don't like
dájọ́
there is that from my hard-earned struggle that me I don't have savings.
your
You are
money is our
making
money.
a job. Hey! You have hit it where we have problem. So my money is your money now.
Your money
And we
is
are
our
talking of
money, yeah.
equality. And we are talking of equality here.
Our money
There is
is
no
our
equality.
money.
You are the head. We are the tail. You are the head.
No, Victor, if I'm
No, there
not
is no
working,
equality here.
no, if I'm not working,
No,
your
there is no
money is my
equality
money.
here.
If I'm not working, your money is my money. But if I'm working, our money, I mean, our money. But if I'm not working, but yeah, I don't think it's a bad idea. Kò ń ṣàjọ. Maybe kò bá ti sọ, say tiẹ̀ pé
Tí
mo
mi ò
dẹ̀
mọ̀
bá
ń pa
àwọn
ẹ̀.
lágbájá. You see, maybe kò bá ti that. I think that's where to make mistake. Maybe kò bá ti sọ létí ẹ̀ pé mo ń dájọ́ pẹ̀lú lágbájá
Because you
o.
see, ọmọ yín ò ṣàgbàfọ̀, ó ń káṣọ wálé, ẹ rójú olè ẹ̀ mú ni. You can't be doing a job when you don't have a job. You are doing a job on my own. So how was she
If my
getting the
husband
money?
is,
Definitely
if
she
you're
was
giving,
lying to me and collecting some money.
no, if you're giving me
Clearly.
pocket money on a steady, mo lè fi ṣàjọ náà. Why not? Were you giving her pocket money on a steady?
The pocket money that I don't give myself.
Why do you
You
have
don't
to give yourself
understand.
pocket money, Victor? Ìwọ ló ń ṣiṣẹ́ náà, ìwọ
Oh
ló ń
God,
earn
Lord
now.
Jesus.
Inú owó tó ń earn, wàá take gbogbo needs, wàá take àwọn necessity tó bá needs.
I take
Wàá
care
fún mi ní
all her
pocket money.
needs. All
Tó
her
bá fún
needs.
mi ní
So I
pocket
even
money,
say
tí má fi
the
gbogbo ẹ̀
only
lọ
difference is
jẹun
that
kọ́.
I don't give her like a fixed pocket money. Like every month I will give her something to no. I pay all her bills. I change her phone every year. Her phone bill, she doesn't even know it's been paid. Her phone is just working. She really don't have any problem. And then if she needs money, she will say, money the buy.
Màá dẹ̀ fi inú
8
ẹ̀
out of 10
ṣàjọ.
times, I will just give her.
So
Sometimes she has this culture, she comes to me, she say, maybe she know maybe sometimes I work and I do some sharp business. I have handiwork, I have so many things I can do with my hands. I just make some money. She will say, come here low, they're from low now. I just say, take $100. Take $200. I did something, I make like $4,000. She asks me when I just say, take 500.
yeah, á dẹ̀ fowó yẹn
If
ṣàjọ.
I ask, she will tell me that she has spend it to do something. Mo ti send salaja no egbe mo ti ṣe kini. Àṣé baby in game ni. Àṣé the dajo. The day I know that this girl have $5,500 savings. My own account balance as at that day was $46. It hurt my feelings. Honestly, I was hurt.
I know. See, at the end of the day, I think when we talk about gender equality, submission has a role to play. Submission is important. But see, submission is only easy if the man, makes it easy. It takes a man to get a woman to that level, to the place of submission. Do you get what I mean? It takes So, every woman wants to be submissive. Well, let me say, 75% of, we women, we want to be submissive. But you men, you as the man, you have to make it easy. You have to make submission easy.
Yeah, she's being prudent with the little you
Little
are giving her for housekeeping.
and keeping it right.
Don't help me save my money. Don't help me to save my money.
But
Let
Victor,
me save my money
that,
by myself.
Victor, do you know that she saved you the stress? Let me tell you this. If peradventure they call her and they say there's an emergency, see, it doesn't matter if there are 10 children in the house. I may be the last born, but I may be, in that position where me to affect. But I personally, okay, for instance, I mean, the last born, me okay, but there are certain things with my mom that me affected. But one tap one baje. Oh yeah, about actually fix it. And I'm the last child. I have my sisters and my brothers who will like sorry attend to. But because alone to finish position to I find it difficult to call them to say, woman need gbogbo nets in mama mother, woman need gbogbo window blinds, woman need curtain, woman need chair, woman need bed. I would rather just sort it out, even without letting them know. Now I have my other sister as well, who is a bit like that as well, but she will just take her time. So she would be like, tap to budget, okay, find a plumber and let me know. Then they'll find a plumber, they'll let her know. When they're letting her know she's probably at work, there'll be a little bit of delay, and then the following is like, how about the tap? Oh, it's still bad. Okay, let's sort it out. That's one way to approach it. While I, on the other hand, will be like, oh, the tap is bad. Oh, yeah, get the plumber. Where are you now? Go and call the plumber. I'll be on the call. Get the plumber. How much is it? Oh, yeah, I'm sending the money. In 1-2 hours, it's done. It doesn't mean pay me I have siblings who can actually sort it out. But any speed and this is when it comes to your wife doing I'm saving money and using the money to renovate a mom's home, blah blah blah. Also save it. So how would it feel if you think about pocket money over $100 blue or just to $500 to Laura Bone Street, to Laura Show, to Laura Jewelry and all that, and then an incident to shelling. And then she's coming back to you, the same you. She's not working. The same you, bills, buy, pocket money. Babe, woman ni mom see me, but really wish that it about me. You are okay, ma worry next week, ma she. Like, look at the process. Whereas, dear, she can save that up and then team emergency a bad day only we took a cover ball. Láti fún wọn, so much for me and save there. Difference. And Victor, what is the difference in your wife doing her job and your wife actually keeping the money for the rainy day? There's no difference. So you just need to understand it. Someone said, but
show me. That's why I pinned this comment.
She might. And
you guys are both of the same feathers.
Support whatever. But that's the
day of Adam. No, it's not the truth. It's hypocrisy. From the day of Adam and Eve, show me that woman that use a man's money for savings and gives them back and now take the money and say, I was saving this money. Oh yeah, my husband, take. Show me that man. Show me that woman that ever does that. It never happen. Cooking happen, baby. It has never happened like that. Say woman get money, where you say where you don't know. Now give it to you. No, now cooking work where and we all know that.
So they don't
ever save any money for you.
No, there are times where we're saving money and on your birthdays we're buying you gifts. There are times where we're saving this money and we just feel like, oh, how about I just appreciate my husband? And bear in mind, you said she's not working, and she's buying you this boxer, she's buying you this. And ìgbà mi ò lè má fún ní owó ẹ lè ti ní stream lé kó lè kọ lọ ṣe ẹ̀fọ́ rírò or kó ṣe nǹkan kan dé ibo ló ti máa rówó yẹn. So pocket money is really important. Then how she spends that money doesn't really matter. Bóyá ó fi ṣe àjọ tó fi tún lé mom sí ẹ̀ ṣe ni o.
See, if the money is coming from an easy angle, pay. You don't understand me where they work.
But
I cannot. It was a very easy. That's what I'm telling you. Easy.
What do you mean easy?
Easy.
How is it not easy?
Ta ló sọ fún ẹgbẹ́ mi ò láti run extra mile láti ṣe bí 2 days overtime that week because I have to give her the money. Who tell you?
No, Victor. No.
Tó bá easy kí ló dé mi ò ṣe ní savings.
You are confusing us now. What you said was
no.
Money $100.
She said she needs it. No, I don't want to see her. She's an adult. I pay all the bills. I take care of her. I do all of this. But I still know she's an adult. There's no way adult need like liquid cash. I just want her to be comfortable. And for me, I was afraid because I'm always like spending the whole day at work, come back late in the night. What if something happened? What if she needs to do something that is like now? So I always want to give her money to hold. You understand? So, like, I work like 1.5 hours from home. So, I want her to hold something in the hand just in case. I don't want to be driving down because she just suddenly realized that Maggie is finished. You understand? I don't want to do that. So, the fact that I gave it, giving is not an evidence of abundance. The fact that I give it doesn't mean I have it in excess. It's not as if, do you know that sometimes I might have to prioritize and put some things that are important to least priority because I need to give her that. If it is easy, if I'm giving it out of convenience, I should be able to have something to spare. This I hosted like I was really fresh here. I was still like, you know what it is when you are just new in the US. And me, I started paying rent from the day one I get to this country. I was paying rent. In fact, I paid my first rent in Nigeria. Coming down here, come down to this country with a wife and come on. So I'm paying this bill not out of convenience. I was driving a 1998 Ford then. If I put over in America, people think, but actually, Lord, see abroad, where he's living large. People will be commenting on your picture, say, I mean, see as you fresh. I was using a 98 Ford that if I pulled over my car, I will have to open the bonnet and remove the head of the battery because my light don't turn off. So if I leave it there, my battery will run out. That was what I was driving in this America. Now I'm boasting of 2 cars. So it's a progression. So now if I drive, use a cologne of $400, listen, I grew to it. But in that situation, you have for whatever means, either by hook or by crook, you still have savings of me.
Yeah.
If I have any spare money then, oh my man, no, let's get any spare money, spare money, there are things to do. I think at some point she now got pregnant, we're expecting our first child. So this is my first baby. After 6 years of marriage, I am putting everything in place. I'm trying to, it is foolishness for me to say, nah, I can't born for this country. I don't have any family around. So it's me. It's Nigeria. Nigeria is easy. Family go gather, they go do this one. It's not, it wasn't from an angle of comfort that I was doing it, but because I wanted her to be comfortable, then suddenly realize that you're even more comfortable than me. No, it doesn't make sense. At the end of the day, did she give me the money? No, now. Àìláàlè equal ìgò oníjìbìtì ní í sẹ́.
Ìwọ ló mọ̀ á lè equal oníjìbìtì ní ẹ̀yìn ọkùnrin náà. Kí ni owó tó fún obìnrin ìyàwó ẹ̀ bá ní ṣe pẹ̀lú òfin, kí ló kàn ẹ́ pẹ̀lú nǹkan tó ń fowó ṣe, kí ni tiẹ̀ ó ti fún mójú kúrò ńbẹ̀. Èwo ni you're giving her the money, she's doing her job, she's saving, and you're giving it from a place of kìnnìkan, it's not from a place of comfort. It's not all these things you are saying is it's your duty. You're okay. Your duty is to provide for the family. Some women don't receive pocket money and they are happily married. Forget light marital issues once in a while. Yeah, absolutely. Like personally, me about pocket money, real. Like personally, me about pocket money, really. I'm not one to say, oh, money, pocket money, because to God be the glory, we work hard. But there are times where I will be. See, let me tell you, Victor. Even though I work and I know God knows, money God knows, and I earn a lot, and my husband knows, there are days where I'm calling in and I'm saying, "What's up, babe? Mo fẹ́ ṣe economy. Money all account me. It's not like I don't have, but like my husband should provide." And I'm saying, bound babe, Joe, mo fẹ́ ṣe economy, send the to me. He knows that I have money to do my nails, and he will do it. Recently, I was talking to one of my sisters on Facebook, and I said to her, a friend of mine from here called me, and we were just having a chat, and she said, "Oh, she heard that I'm sending some I'm expecting some stuff from Nigeria. They sent my stuff and my package." I'm like, "Yeah, they're sending it tomorrow." And she said, "Oh, King John, we fi Bone Street. My husband was there, and I said to my husband, Bone Street, they're for me. Money Bone Street, but I'm like, rap Bone Street for me now. We like Baja, only on lady con only okay, very pale. But the lady any 180, can you come money? Okay, only any coffee, but then transfer away to me. And he sent the money, and I collected the money, and I used the money to buy jewelry. And it's like, there are money, woman.
That's fraud. That's fraud.
See,
that is
fraud.
No. That is fraud by pretext.
No,
that is fraud by pretext.
No. The bottom line is, what I'm trying to make out is this: he knows I can afford it. When
you ask for money, you ask money for what?
See, I asked money for Bone Street, and I bought jewelry. It doesn't matter. See, at the end of the day,
why did you not buy it?
No, Victor. See, that's the point.
Every unrighteousness is a sin.
Victor,
every unrighteousness is a sin.
Victor, that's what you are missing. If you give me money to buy a pin, and deep down I know
Please
that
buy
buying
the pin.
this hair. No, I don't have to. You gave me money to buy this hair. And
let me ask you a question. If you have asked him to give you money to buy the jewelry, do you think you would have gotten it?
See, maybe circumstances.
Yes, no. Do you think he would have given you that money?
Maybe not.
No, it's not maybe not. Definitely not. Because he knows you have jewelries. At least if you don't have to have in essence, but you have to use.
Yes, he knows I have jewelries.
That is fraud by pretext. So you have to use something, and then you now use my friend is having. So because every man wants his woman, go beg him. Out of his that good man now, you are playing on his emotions to defraud him. 170. It's fraud.
See, I could tell you this.
I dance. Kisha for me say ajaju. I'm on Bone Street to show social media.
You men just need to respect. See, you men need to respect the truth, and you need to respect, women who come forward to tell you the truth. And this is why I said in earlier that men, it is your duty to make submission easy. Now, if it becomes an issue that I'm saying, oh, come here, Bone Street, it's easy. Personally, I wear my jewelry to work every single day. If I feel like wearing this particular jewelry. I don't care how much it is. I'm wearing it to work. Now, it shouldn't be an issue that, you gave me money to buy, this hair, and then I'm using the money to buy something else. The bottom line is, I'm buying something that makes me happy. You're buying me that hair because you want me to be happy. That is obtaining by misinterpretations of facts. I beg, Mr. The bottom line is, you're giving me this money to buy something that will make me happy. You want to make me happy, right? Yes, you're giving me this money. And now I'm turning around to say, Timbawa Laura come me it's a different thing. But I'm now saying, oh, Shumaka, I love party, but Jerry every day. I will buy the jewelry. Victor, continue pinning everything you are pinning. You got to pin.
Ṣọ́kùnrin lélẹ̀.
It's not unfortunate when me on the internet, me, but on laptop making my.
You see why equality cannot work. I will pin 20 women, pin one man. You will complain.
Because women are never fair.
Your life will look me. Why?
Anyway,
the
bottom line is, Victor, you gave me the money so I can buy something that makes me happy, and I'm buying a jewelry because jewelry make me happy better than hair, and I think that settles it. And at the end of,
why didn't you ask for jewelry when you're asking for the money?
Circumstances.
Thank you, Chef Mpunin. Did you go back to say what of me jewelry Mofira?
Yeah, I did. And as in immediately I got the transfer. Let's say I'm gonna get transfer in. I said, you know what? On the second thought, me around Jerry, actually need only Jerry consumer or any that Jerry actually he just said always. And he was fine, and he was.
You know what? But you know it's not an accident. You knew when you were asking for the Bond Street that you are not going to buy Bond Street. You know.
Actually, no, and that's the thing. Assumption, and you're correct. I believe
you know.
When I asked for Bond Street, I wanted Bond Street because someone called me and said she wants to send a Bond Street. How many inches? 36 inches. About fine. Very fine. It be bye. And then when I got the money, I had two things in mind. The first thing that came to my mind was checking for Juliet, can you come and get this particular Bond Street? Can you come? But Juliet Mabumi, because money Bond Street, she got me before Bond Street became Bond Street. She actually sent me one, and it was really. I'm like checking to work quick into animal fair. What is the essence of having the same hair in two colors? This is like could make sense. Well, checking for where Rajori, and then I told him there and then immediately. And I said, well, Bond Street, Jerry. I'd rather just buy Jerry. At least Jerry, every day. Like it's, And he's like, yeah, as long as it makes you happy. And Jerry makes me happy. So, conclusion, it's not this. It's not like more. No.
Look at this. You won't believe how much I borrowed my husband from the money I obtained from him and his bank. This is fraud.
It's not
you are
fraud.
Borrowing me my money. You are borrowing me my money. He didn't say how much I've given to my husband. He said how much I borrowed. So we have to pay back. I am now borrowing my money from you.
Yes. God bless you, my darling sister TK First Lady Akinde. That's the thing. We women are your bank, and that's what I said earlier. Even in Bugwe, no, I won't bring your money extra for a woman who is not working or who is even working. Because other come out to my broke. But they're broke. But
broke here for me. Man, so
no, be only fine. That just let's be realistic. Mama, last year, and you have to pay back. All that is song for that so that while they read me, me. Even your money or not, for last year, pay that particular award to for me. It's not worth the minimum thing. Any woman that wants brown hair should straighten it. It becomes straight hair. Not all hair. I don't know, Shami. Sherry, I really don't know. Not all bunny wigs can be straightened though. Toma the bone. Bone straight. There's this. Anyway.
Why do some men get angry when they realize their wives have been saving more from their personal earning, despite the woman's fulfilling their share of home bills and responsibility? This may have been discussed earlier or on Shakos. I joined late. Well, I don't know. Like I said, men differs. I will only say two things. I talk from a personal angle or from a scriptural angle most times. But for me, I don't know why any man should be angry that you are saving your money. My own case is not her money. She wasn't working and she's making contribution every week. How did that happen? To me, that is like fraud. Now, but if you are working for your money, In all fairness, and you are making savings, I am proud of you. Matter of fact, the entire time that my ex-wife started working, it was later that we got divorced that I realized that I never asked how much she was being paid. I don't know. Now, we still wasn't sharing bill, but I mean, she was spending money like maybe I'm at work now. Like I can get home now and just something that they have changed the curtain of one of the master bedroom, or she just buy a new rug. She's using her initiative to do stuff with her money. That was the only difference. Now she does things with her money. So, as a matter of fact, one time I bought her the first car, and then she said she want an SUV, and I'm like, to buy SUV for where show why me. And she said, okay, she will start saving. She was saving money. And at some point I realized that she has saved a good amount of money that even me I shock. I can't dey ask myself, say, I say village people they worry me. Because I make almost like 3 times what she was making, and I'm not even making that
you're not able to save that much
volume of saving, And when I had how much she has saved, it's always this shadon be. Those kunu money, she's saving it. No, you know why you are able to save? It's not because she's making money and she's spending mine. That is why. It's not because she's more prudent than me. She's making the money and she's spending my own. We will still be driving down from church. Say, they will car loss, sports lane. Oh, they are always make a loss. It is my money that will be going there. So all those extracurricular activity still end up being my money. So their own is easy for their own to be conserved and be preserved. Now, when I realized that she has made an X amount of money, remember I said I don't know what you're talking about buying another car. The one I bought for you, it's not a fantastic car, but listen, it's way better than what I drove first when I got here. Way better. So I don't know what she's talking about. So I'm saying I've kickstarted you while she was, pregnant and nursing, and she was getting ready to get into the workforce. I've spent the hell out of money sending her to go and do program, preparing her for workforce, go and do this course, go and do this, go and do that. So she was ready. As a matter of fact, she had more qualification than I do when I started working. I've done a lot of programs. Now, on my own bill, when she now, at some point I now realized how much she has saved to buy this, to buy a new car. Honestly, I was impressed. I end up saying, okay, if you save to this amount, I will add this to it to match it up. The same way who have said, well, I don't care about you buying a new car. Your car is running fine. And then she was saving. At some point, she have one family obligation. She have to take out of the money to do it. Guess what happened? As at the time when I feel like, okay, would you save enough to buy motor? Because I have said I will match up with X amounts. I said I said that we had 3,000 or 4,000 to it. My wife keep asking me, Shebi, we had 4,000. I say yes.
That's my funny reminder.
Shebi, we had 4,000. I say yes. So she said, by so month, I will be ready. Don't forget, I will be the one that will still look for the car. So by that she said she's ready. Shebi, you will still add the 4,000. I say yes. Don't forget to. So me, I'm looking for the 4,000. When the time mature. So as at that time, she was supposed to have saved 6,000 to buy a car of 10,000, right? Because I really don't want to finance another car for her. I'm already driving a finance vehicle. I don't want us to be financing 2 cars at the same time. I said, okay, so if you get a $10,000 vehicle, that would be a good car for you to drive. Now, so she is supposed to have saved 6,000 by prediction, which I already saw, and she's not lying about it. I'm supposed to match up with 4. So when it is the month I'm supposed to buy this car, she said, okay, she's ready. Right in my presence, she called the person, she collected her job. Guess what happened? So I was everywhere shopping for $10,000 car. I was looking, I was calling, I was searching all these auctions and all these dealership. Then I got a couple of auctions of SUV that I think she liked. She's a typical Nigerian. It's Toyota or nothing else. I'm not a fan of Toyota. So I was looking for the Toyota trucks and all of those things. And when I found a couple of options, I sent to her. This girl
Yeah.
said, "Mo like I mean, ele color white ni mi fe." I just noticed that she will always say she like it and they always have a problem with it. She like, and I said, "Girl, listen, stop playing. Pick one.
Yeah.
You are buying a used vehicle. You want everything the way you want it, the same color. No, it's not
Yeah.
going to happen. Just look for
Mhm.
something good that is good." Unknowing to me that my wife has converted the 6,000,
Mhm.
basing her judgment or what she wants to use to buy the car on my own 4,000. Eventually, what happened was that she 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 said her claim was that she borrowed somebody job money that needed money. Somebody needed their job money so bad they have a problem and she have to borrow the person. So she just called me one night after sending her like more than 20 vehicles to choose from. She called me and she said, you know what? Ìtàn máa fi lọ máa fi 10,000 ra mọ́tò yẹn. Ó jẹ́ pé kí n ra kí n wá 5,000 ra. At least ìyẹn náà dá. And I was like, kí ló ń ṣe lè? She just tell me that this one is 5,000. It was agídí that we end up buying her a $6,000 vehicle. And she saying, no, this one is even better. In fact, we'll drive about dúró dédé. At the end of the day, guess what happened? I am the one that bought the car. So you know. Because 6,000, I put 4,000 down. All she put eventually was 2. It's fraud. It's fraud. She has calculated, woman, that 4,000 more. So if I did not say I would match up, she would have spent like 6,000 to buy this car. She will not see somebody that have family problem. She will not see somebody that have village people problem. All of a sudden now, because I said I'll put 4,000 now, your own can be withheld in order to spend mine. Fraud, fraud, So at the end of the day, there's something called equality in a scam. At the end of the day, in the quest of trying to be equal, ladies are now becoming a dominant, humiliating us. The only difference is that you are not physically aggressive. That's the only difference. Women are actually humiliating the men right now in the quest of gender equality. You are harassing us. You are cheating us by all standards. So I'm a lube. She bad as a parent. I'm lube no.
Believe because I'm a believe. And
no, I'm lube no. Sure you get. No, it's not being vindictive. You guys are manipulative. Women cannot see. Women cannot be 100% honest. Women cannot be 100% honest. Possible. When it comes to money, when it comes to issue of money,
transparency and rate divorce and breakups and all that. Honest, truthful.
Men don't cheat again. This is 2021. Men don't cheat
again. How about all the stories we're seeing on social media?
Men do what they want to do. That's not cheating.
Another Victor, let's plan a date for this gist. So you want us to debate about fairness in marriage?
I will not be a good person to do justice to the topic because I don't have the experience. You understand? I don't have it. I can't tell you what I don't know. I don't know how to cheat. I'm a good Christian. You understand? I don't know how to. I won't be able to do analysis. Let's get Adefimio. Pro Bayola. I can nominate people for you. Ade Williams. I like Berry. Àwọn lè máa wá. Àwọn yẹn máa ní experience. Èmi ò lè kò lè work. No, but in all fairness, I wanted to say something. There's something that comes to my mind the other time. We're saying this. You see, in this area we're talking about this equality when it comes to financing. Where we really could not have a melting ground is, you see, what's they call man and man, whether I like it or not. I think why the marriage in diaspora are having fault is that I hear so many stories now that men are acting like chickens here. That is not like ideal is not what it is. Because now, men now, because you guys want equality now, men are holding on to it. Like now asking your wife, me, I'll be embarrassed to say that. I can't do things like that. Me, I'm full of ego. I can't. If you do it, fine. If you don't do it, I'm not going to.
But that
worst
tone,
case.
It depends on the tone. With that tone,
worst case. One no, Victor,
with that tone,
I will not chase you around. You
I
understand?
think you personally, you can call your wife and say, ah, babe, what's up? Oh, follow me, mo ti san mortgage, blah, 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 blah. Ṣé wàá lè san owó internet àti owó náà? Like,
Shey you see now. Is that going to be fixed? Or it's
it
just
can
like,
be,
oh, I'm a little bit.
so that's why I said it depends on the arrangement. Arrangement will any tell anything. Is it that you want to san mortgage? You want to san àwọn ilé? Ọjọ́ tó bá fẹ́ divorce ní mortgage, can you call your wife to say, babe, you know, mi ò lè san mortgage ní week yìí, owó pọ̀ lọ́wọ́ mi, mo fẹ́ ṣe nǹkan báyìí, mo fẹ́ ṣe nǹkan báyìí. Okay, má worry, I'm sort it out, má worry. Bills and question, sort it out. Yeah, má worry, má sort it out. The week after, tó bá ní owó, you can then say, oh babe, má worry, ṣe mo pé wọ́n lè san àwọn bills yẹn lánàá, fi bills yẹn lẹ̀ fún mi ní week yìí, or má worry.
But surely,
Tó bá
unfortunately, bó ṣe ń rí kọ́ yẹn in most of the homes
Victor,
nísìnyí abroad.
in my home,
Unfortunately,
in my
yes,
home,
you are just
there are times
one
where mo lè
out of
default,
100.
default. No. I can tell you that 50-50 me. There are times where mo lè fẹ́ default nínú pay, nínú bills, money àbẹ̀bò. Week yìí nǹkan tó wà nílẹ̀ fún mi pọ̀, mo fẹ́ ṣe nǹkan báyìí nílé, mo fẹ́ ṣe nǹkan báyìí. Ah, ó pọ̀, ṣé o lè help me out? Ọmọ ní yeah, má worry, tó bá má stress àì máa ṣe.
You know what I
The
think
week
is the
after,
problem?
the week after, Victor, mo lè má sọ pé ah, jẹ́ kí n gbé, mo lè má ṣe o. It only take me 2 weeks, it only take me 1 month, it only take me 2 months. Tí n bá rí pé iṣẹ́ ẹ̀ slow, iṣẹ́ mi ló ṣe ní wíìkì, mi really ṣiṣẹ́ much dáre, ṣe mọ̀ pé torí corona ilé la fi ṣe 3 hours, ilé tó yẹ ká ṣe 10 hours, 4 hours la ṣe kíní kan. Okay, má worry, wíìkì yìí máa san bills, wọ́n má worry, mo ṣiṣẹ́ dáadáa ní wíìkì, so máa take care. Like I do that a lot. There
Yeah,
was a
it's
time
good. It's good.
recently I paid, owó kan wọ́wọ́ mi in about maybe like 6 to 8 weeks ago, and I paid all of my bills. Like I paid like every single thing, and I just said to myself, "Don't worry," because for what you were me. I don't want to be the selfish wife, and for what he said to bills me and shop and do all of those things for myself. Even if I shop for him, it's not the same as saying, you know what, don't worry, I'll take care of bills for this month, and then and I got the thank you, I got the I really appreciate I got the message, to say thank you for everything you do for the family, thank you for everything you do for the family. Ade Williams, alágbèrè, olójú kòkòrò.
So it's Ade Williams that you should call to come and
alágbèrè, olójú kòkòrò
that talk.
Kí n tó lọ sùn lánàá, ó fún mi ní hard time òun àti ọmọ ẹlẹ́sẹ̀ wọgọwọgọ yẹn tó ń pè ní Lọlá Kínrin. So yeah, I mean, it depends on, and at the end of the day, it depends on individual. But personally speaking, for myself and for some women like myself, I feel like we won't even be discussing gender equality if my husband is the type that makes submission easy. If my husband is like, if we have that understanding, and if my husband treats me like a queen, I'll put him in a place of honor. And certain things we don't have to discuss, like if we're moving into a new house and we're like, oh, mortgage is nearby, highlights gbogbo expenses ilé yẹn. Okay, má worry, kò láti bí mi pé kí ló fẹ́ ṣe nínú ẹ̀. I'll be a selfish wife to see all of those bills and not say, okay, ṣe mọ nǹkan, báwo ni ká ṣe split bills. So for me, that's like what I do. If at any point we're doing anything, before my husband will even sit down to say, can map it out, bear in mind that my husband pays more, regardless of what it is. But as much as I'm paying lower than he is or lesser than he is, I always have only become to just for the rainy day. Bad too. There's always something somewhere. For when we get to that point where expenses, I mean bills at the expenses overwhelming. I'll be like, okay, my worry, money can buy. I was talking to my husband recently, and my husband was saying, so he wants to say almost every other week, Lumara gold, gold money gold investment in me. Let me buy this gold, because whether you guys like to
scam, those are your justifications. Scam. Those are.
You must understand.
Why do all of you always have that as your justification? Why?
See, one thing you must see. Let me tell you this: why we women buy gold is because gold appreciates.
So investment here, gold.
It depends on what you like. See, let me tell you, our berry, one thing you guys don't realize is, and this is what I say to him all the time: Simbani gold 50, me only 50 Saralenko no. I'm buying them because I like them, but because on the other hand, money 1.5 money lose 1.5 tí mi ò dẹ̀ lò kíní kan ó dẹ̀ ní bango kan tí mo rí lọ́wọ́ lady kan tí mo like o, jẹ́ kí n lọ bá jewelry mi bóyá oníṣẹ́ lè get mi ní kíní yìí mo lè get ìgbà wọn lè rí gbà okay bóyá lọ́tùnla èlò ni iye báyìí ẹgbà 1.5 because we believe at that moment tí owó yẹn bá jókòó sí account mi ó máa blue ẹ̀ náà ní abá nǹkan kan lọ ó lè jẹ́ pé maybe ọ̀la èèyàn kan máa pè láti kò pé alágbájá kan l'accident ó ní di 70k ó ti send ẹ̀ àtàmẹ̀dù kan ilé ẹ̀ ṣubú ó ní di 100k mo sick o mo fẹ́ lọ sí hospital, you end up blowing that money. But then when you buy your gold, it's not easy to take your gold and say, taba pepe lágbájá rẹ o ya ó sick owó pọ̀ lọ́wọ́ mi o ẹ dúró the next week. Wàá plan against next week. So that money, if you buy gold, then you have to tie away down. See, I was talking to one of my friends that's when I said, I have this jewelry that I bought in 2017, in 2006, and I bought this piece of jewelry for about 120k in 2010, 2011, and I bought this piece of jewelry for 120k. Let me tell you why we women say buying gold is good investment. Surely jewelry tomorrow ni 120 ni 2010-11 yeah. As of right now, if I have to sell that jewelry, I'll be selling it more than 300k. More than 300k if I'm to sell it now. Now, most of the jewelry we're buying now,
if you sell it, go back over Gabi.
Sorry.
At the end of the day, no. Sell it in 1 million. She be one of those.
We're talking about a woman.
One of she need.
See, if I have to sell my money to foot a bill, if I have to sell my jewelry rather to save us from a shitty situation, I will sell it. Then, if God forbid they come out and say, oh, Kini question he needs to drop 1 million, and my husband say, me they expect to work until the end of the month. If I have to sell one of my old jewelry to make 500k any 1 million, I will sell it to support him. So it depends. Marriage, all depends on level tejowa, all depends on relationship tejoni, all depends on understanding. But for me, basically what I tell people is, especially you men, you have to make submission easy, and that's the first thing. If you make submission easy, you treat your woman like a queen, she will go far and beyond. She will do anything. Personally, Amy, just treat me like I'm the queen. Treat me like Amy Nikonimo Mata and come and watch me display and show you what
you think it is
actually love
possible to satisfy a woman.
So all of us at me, we are insatiable. So don't say woman. Àtobìnrin o àtọkùnrin gbogbo wa ní gbogbo ayé yìí àti Adam àti Eve tó jẹ́ tó kọ́kọ́ dá gbogbo wa we are insatiable. Ṣé tí Eve bá wà insatiable ni ṣé ó máa rí apple ó máa lọ taste ẹ̀? Ṣé tí Adam tí kò bá lójú kòkòrò tó jẹ́ God forgive me, tí Adam náà bá wà insatiable regardless of the temptation and everything ṣó máa jẹ apple yẹn? So humans, whether you like it or not, we are insatiable. Obìnrin wo lórí àbí ọkùnrin wo lórí bó ṣe wáyé sí tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ tó ń make owó. Have you ever gotten to that point where you sit down and say, èní mo ti ṣiṣẹ́ mo make 5k pounds. Mi ò ní ìdánwò mọ́ láyé yìí mo ti wà okay. You will keep working because you need more. Bills will work, things will come. Àbí ṣé wàá ra aṣọ ń sìn bí o ṣe wà ń sìn tí aṣọ kúnnú wardrobe ẹ̀. Ṣé o lè jókòó pé mo ti wà okay for the next 2 years mi ò ní ìdáṣọ mọ́. Irọ́ ni, the next 6 months wàá tún lọ ra aṣọ. So don't ask if women are insatiable. No, gbogbo wa àti èmi àti wọ we are insatiable. Women are contented. Ṣé ń gbọ́? Kí lẹ fẹ́ sọ tẹ́lẹ̀? Ẹ wà contented lẹ́yìn àwọn ọkùnrin kan máa fi ìyàwó wọn lé tí ìyàwó wọn máa beautiful, tó máa posh, tó máa ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀. Look at the story of Tonto Dike and this other girl. You see, I don't care what it is. Don't share the relationship. On bottom line is, while he was married to Tonto, he was shagging this girl. What are we talking about?
There is no legal evidence to back up that claim.
Adefimion said, is gold the couple's investment or just... Adefimion, if I am buying it with my money, it is my investment. But if I have
but if the man is using his money to do what he like, you people have a problem with it.
No, we don't have a problem with it. See,
yes, you do. Yes, you do.
If he wants to buy, you
always turn yourself to monitoring spirits.
No,
if you go buy, who has sent the wo sister kan, who has sent kilo kun be.
Personally, I don't have a problem.
Why didn't you tell me? Why did you come? You spend so much in this thing and you did not tell me.
Victor, my own is what I always say is make your immediate family your priority. Before you go giving money to outsiders or to your extended family, make sure Bubo needs immediate family, and you can do whatever you want. I really don't care because me too, I have my family to look after. I'm not the kind of woman who would say to my husband, "Oh, she malama send the some abure, kilo me." No, we don't have to do that because I mean, no money. I want to look up to me, don't rate to okay, answer me, my send the. So I'm not that kind of woman. But my point is, before I go about giving my extended family anything, before I go and look after my nieces and my nephews and all of those, who are looking up to me or who need, who I need to look after, or my stepmother, grandmother, whatever it is, I have to make sure that my home first is, sorted. I have to make sure that okay, ṣé nísìnyí ọmọ mi ó máa need nǹkan kan nísìnyí bóyá bí nǹkan tó wọ̀ $200 màá lọ máa send 50K lọ sí Nàìjíríà màá máa fi tọmọ mi sí next week. No, that Nigeria 50K will wait until next week while I sort out my son's need. So I mean, it's just about prioritizing things. Èwo ni ló wà more important jù. But my immediate family, personally, they come first before I even go, into anything with the extended family or whatever it is.
Now, we can have, audience calling to participate. The number to call is right there on the screen. And, you can call in as it begins to, draw a needs to all of these realities.
Mhm.
Now, let me give you my ideology about, and, my philosophy about equality on a larger scale.
Mhm.
And I'm going to join my thoughts, from both the scripture basis and then the cultural,
Okay.
analogies. Now, it might not be fashionable or obtainable. I really think gender equality, instead of being something that could help the marriage of this century, I think it's actually a destroyer of marriages. It's doing more damage than it's helping. Now, I really feel, like I said, quoted the other time, God created woman for man as a
Mhm.
helpmate. And I'm going to strike it on both the man and the woman's, side. For me, if you have a wife that is involved, in, the obligations and the duties of the house, lucky you. But I maintain the position that it is not the responsibility of the woman. If your wife is financially stable enough to help, beautiful, take it and celebrate it. But you see, I don't want to shy away from the reality of the fact that there are still men in this earth who are actually exploiters, who are depending on the woman to survive. Actually, again, most in this Western world, they look for vulnerable
Mhm.
women who just, and all they have to offer is good dick. Sometimes it's not even that good, and the woman is just the one paying bill and spoon feeding them and pacifying
Yeah.
them, and yet they still want to be the African man.
Yeah.
They still want to give others, and I'm not talking of that kind of man. I'm talking of men who know their responsibility and they're assuming their responsibility
Mhm.
adequately. I really think, as a man, when I hear men talk here, sometimes it bothers me when people have disagreement and they are trying to count their duties. It bothers me how men feels like, oh yeah, it's my wife, he's supposed to do these things, and they feel like, that this idea of sharing bill is the ideal thing. It has to be. I will want God to bless me enough that my wife don't have to pay any bill. I want to get
Mhm.
to a place of financial stability that my wife don't have to even know what. Now, will she work? That's the difference. A typical cultural African system feels like if you've gotten to that stability, then she should not even work. She should be
Yeah.
exclusive, a stay-home mom or stay-home wife. No, I still want you to work. I still want you to make income. I still want you to do well. I think it is the ideal thing to do. Because you see, I've said this many times like a joke. One of my biggest dreams that has not come to pass is that one day I'll be celebrating my birthday and my wife will buy me a Ferrari. That means that we will have to marry a wife that is successful. That means I should be able to structure a life that will help my wife to be successful. I want to
Mhm.
have a wife that we can grow together, that we can,
Mhm.
you know, put ideas together. I want to help you not only to be a successful man. I want to be a successful man that have a successful wife. I don't want you to be the wife of a big man. I want you to be a big woman of a big man. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. I want us to grow together. I don't just want you to be yao babo lowo niyen ode and you're just looking guilty. No, I want you to actually be successful. There are women I see in this life and I be like, you're shy loco, you know. So, but you see, I want to get to that place of stability where I don't have to share bill with any woman. That's what I want. Now, it comes to the place of this is another thing about the woman thing. Man doing according to his code and woman feeling like, oh, she wants more. Women have a way of stretching men sometimes. This is what he wants.
Yeah.
This is what he can afford. But this is what the woman wants.
Mm-hmm.
So then it comes to, okay, if this is what I can afford, if you want us to do it like this, we need to buy something in the house. I say, okay, let's buy the one of 500. You say, no, I want the one of 1,007. Okay, match it up. Because you see, we have to. Because women are the one that is out there. They are the one that is competing. Men don't care. Men can be driving a Toyota Camry and all his friends are driving a Range Rover, and it wouldn't even reduce him as a man. He doesn't even see himself differently. It is women that say, one low, I'll listen more. HOH, not low listen, and it has to be HOH. You know, women are the ones that are naturally competitive. They want to be trendy. They want to fit into time. They want to fit into the competition. Help yourself. Work with people that in your status, and they want to stretch. Now, so if a man is doing his bit and this is what he could afford, genuinely afford, and is taking care of the bill, and you think that he's not doing enough, then you want to help. That is what God created you for. I feel that women are the helpmate. So me, I have a problem with the man feeling that it is the duty of a woman or the woman have to. I don't think, it's a privilege. It's not a right. I don't think she have to. So now I have men that are less of a man, who they have now lost their leadership. Because you see, in all fairness, if a woman is having an equal responsibility when it comes to financial commitment in the house, woman and woman, their ego will set in place. Their ego will set in place. And now, don't forget, man and man. African man still want to talk, act like African man. Sometimes, yes, he's a loving man, but he still want to, over certain issues, speak and expect it to be followed to the last letter. Not to a woman that you are both coming in 9 to 5. Not a woman that you are sharing the equal bill. It's not going to happen. This is where problems set in. And you see, this is another problem. A man taking care of financial responsibility of the house, taking care of the house, seeing it as his duty. A woman that is contributing to that is seeing it as if he's doing the man a favor. That is why you will never see a man saying, I paid the bills in my house. No, it is woman that always say, me and my husband will share bill. They say it with all effrontery, with all ego, like they are doing extraordinary. No, it's your house, it's your bill, so they do it. So because at the end of the day, it is the man that is seeing it as if, it's equal to, we are sharing things equally. The woman will continue to see it as if he's doing you a favor. So I think if God blesses you as a man, take care of your bill without really looking forward to it. Let the woman support if she wants to at will. Let her use her. Women should, if you are not mean, if you are not a devil, you see a man struggling to pay your bill, you should at least, you are making income. You don't. No, but for real, if a woman is not a devil, if you see a man that is doing his bit and is doing well, and in all fairness, and you're making a little, let your little be at least be part of the support system that can make a relief. For instance, I know I have practiced it before, and I know some families, the woman is not paying any bill at all, but the man is paying all the bill. The woman will make her income and say, my husband, take. He's only giving the husband an X amount of money out of her income. Some, they put, we are putting this X amount into our joint accounts to cater for bills or to cater for contingencies. So she's contributing that, at least that is a little contribution. She's putting that into a joint account that is still monitored by both of them. It's still a form of contribution.
Yeah.
I personally don't really like this idea of bill because the way women respond to it after paying the bill, I don't like it. For no, no, because she's paying for electricity now. You are the one paying for the mortgage. She's paying for electricity now. You know, men are naturally careless. We are not detailed like that. So the man turn off the light and leave the light open in the guest room now. Problem will start. The man will shout, hey, what bunch of tonole? Hey, my don't want for me, no, last month, 250. The man is paying mortgage since ọdọjọ gbogbo kò pariwo kò níyàn lára ó ti ń sanwó náà ní ìsìn báyìí àlè tán náà mọ́ ó ti ń sanwó náà ní ìsìn báyìí ọkọ jáde òun ló gbẹ̀yìn sílé ó tàn ó fi yí talent títàn tí àwọn bá dé báyìí wà láàánú mo bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní everybody lára nílé òkúnra kiri bí ajá bank because he has started paying for electricity. It makes no sense. So the response or the attitude that comes after women paying bills, it's not always pleasant, except the woman that really have the fear of God and the spirit of God and that submission. Then the mistake or what I think is wrong is women thinking that because you are now helping in, footing the responsibility of the house now as automatically erode submission. This is where error lies. And I think I prefer mentioned it the other time. The fact that you are helping your husband with bills does not mean that you should not submit to him again. You don't want to be submissive. You don't have any business being in marriage. You don't have any business. If you can be by yourself and be self-sufficient by yourself, why are you married? Why can't you just be by yourself and make your money and build your career and just keep having boyfriends? Just have a partner. Don't enter into because you see, marriage is that a man, you leave your father's house to come to submit yourself. Submission is not subjection. It doesn't make you a slave. It doesn't make you less of a human. It doesn't gives you less privilege or less rights. But you see, till eternity, in marriage, a woman is expected to submit to the man. I don't care how you see it. You call it old-fashioned. You call it. So the fact that you now think that you are now in the Western world, you are spilling bill, is a reason why the man cannot talk without you shouting and talking back. And sometimes the man is not even talking back at you. But okay, now the man want to keep quiet because he want to allow peace. It's another offense. If the man talk, you shout. If the man keeps quiet, you shout. Because you have started paying bill. You will end up losing this marriage, and guess what? Either the devil is selling to every of the women, especially our African women in the Western world, is that it is a woman's world. Whoever told you that rubbish lied to you. That America, UK, this Western place is a woman's world. I don't think it's correct. It's really not, because at the end of the day, it gives you privilege and gives you a hedge to legally have a preeminence over the man, but at the end of the day, it leaves you vulnerable to an eternal damnation. You are the one that will be vulnerable. See, the man will walk out of you. There are 2, 10, 15 other women that want this same man. You can be, if care is not taken, you will be lonely for the rest of your life, or become vulnerable and becomes an object of where all the man that just wants his side chick will just be using to play long tennis. At the end of the day. So the fact that you are helping out with bill does not erode or eliminate the concept of submission in marriage. It does not. She was making emphasis to it the other time. So at the end of the day, the idea or the ideation, the way it sounds in the mind of women, equality. No, equality does not exist in marriage. It doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't at all. But you see, let me go to the man. The fact that the man is the head of the house does not make him the god of the woman. It doesn't. Leadership or being the head doesn't make you better or most preferred or most intelligent or most accurate. It just means that anything that has to do, because a house have to be treated like an organization. Somebody have to provide direction, leadership, and accountability. And the man is saddled with that responsibility. Now, let me go a little bit into a scriptural basis. You see, God, every law of God is out of his love for us. And God's law is born out of his understanding of who we are. God knows us. He's the one who created us. God knows our frame. He knows, so his laws are to guide us to live a fruitful life. God is not interested. If you steal today, how does it affect God? If you kill today, how does it affect God? It's to guide you into living a good life. Now, the laws of God are always coming based on God talks to us from the angle of our vulnerability. All right. God talked to us from the angle of our vulnerability. And that is why when God was talking about, marriage, when Bible begin to lay emphasis on the thing about marriage, he says, he was talking to the wife. He says, wife, submit to your husband. God knows, babe, the women always, this vulnerability is that their hearts can easily be lifted up. See, if you see a rich woman and you see a rich man, you will know the difference. Give a woman 20 million naira today, the composure changes forever. In fact, some of our friends will stop being our friends. See, women and affluence, there are two things that you might not necessarily be able to put together. Once women get that, women are easily prone to arrogance. Easily. So God knows that they are going to have a problem with submission. So when God was admonishing women in the concept of marriage, he said, submit to your husband. Submit to your husband. In fact, I quoted the scripture the other time where Bible was talking about Sarah that he submit to the husband to the extent that he called his husband Lord. Because you see, God knows that that's where you are going to have a problem. God knows that that is the area that you might have, little difficulty with. But when it comes to the man, God said, because God knows that man's heart and their mind is feeble. The heart of a man is not stable. He can me. God knows. God already knows our vulnerability. He said, husband, love your wife. He did not only say, husband, love your wife. He gave a standard of how much you should love your wife. If you understand the narrative, he said, love your wife as Christ loved the church. Just in case you don't know how Christ loved the church, he didn't stop there. He said that he gave himself as ransom for it. Now, the expectation of God for a man in marriage is that you love your wife, not only love her, you love her as Christ loved the church. How did Christ love the church? That you will live a selfless life. A man that will travel and do well in marriage is a man that is ready to put his interest behind and put the one of his wife forward before him. The wife first. Because you see, we have come to the understanding, any man that wants to live long knows, any man that have a plan to live long in his life knows that you cannot thrive, you will not succeed with a nagging woman. The book of Proverbs said it is worst. He said to be with a nagging woman. He said it is the way he explains it. Now, a man, he said, love your wife as Christ loved the church and gave himself as ransom for it. So, God wants us to, he knows our weaknesses. Will a man love his wife? Yes, he loves his wife, but he knows that the mind of a man, they have not born that man that will see a woman that is fine, that is attracted to, that will not look. They have not born that man. Anointing, there's no man born of woman that will see a woman and see to an extent of nudity and this thing will not respond to stimulus. They have not born that man. I don't care who he is. So God knows our weakness. He knows our vulnerability. So he was addressing the concept of marriage, talking to the man from the angle of vulnerability. Same to the woman. Aya obìnrin máa ń tètè gbé sókè. Ọkùnrin mi wà báyìí kó ní 100 million ẹ̀ lè mọ̀. Tóbìnrin bá ní 10 million. Ayé ò gbádùn mọ́. Ó máa kọ́kọ́ unfriend àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ kan lórí Facebook. Wọ́n ń ṣiṣẹ́ tiẹ̀ mọ́. Ó láwọn kan wà tí ò lè wọ̀ mọ́. Obìnrin máa ń tètè, they are prone to arrogance. And that was why God was addressing the marriage from the angle of this. So, the concept of gender equality is never a working idea that will ever make, at the end of the day, he gives the woman the edge. But you see, the end point is that he ends up destroying the marriage. Now, the man being a head over the house, that I said, the issue of equality is because of those who have abused the power. Under normal condition, the fact that you are a head of the house, you are the head over your wife, you are those days, you are the head over your wife, does not make you a dictator. A good leader lead in love. One of the traits of leadership, I did a leadership program one time at the ILI, National Leadership Institute. Now, they tell us that there are two types of leadership. There are two types of leader. One, let me give you a scenario. There are leaders who people listen to their instruction because of the fear of consequence. Because if you don't do it, it will write you up, it will fire you, it will whatever. There are leaders who lead and their follower follows because of the fear of consequences. But there are leaders who lead and their followers follow because they love and respect the leader. Oh, if it is Mr. Soso that is on shift today, I will be on my A game. Why? Because I love him. Because I respect him. He's a good man. You don't want to frustrate him. You don't want to, make the shift horrible for him. So you will function. Their follower functions without, being propelled and triggered and wind up. Now, these two leaders, we begin to study that. What are the differences between them? You see, the ones that people listen to because of consequence, they will need their presence and their words for their followers to function because they will only function when they are there. In an organization, everybody is sitting and doing what they like. So you say, Ogambo. Everybody will start running to do what they need to do. Because to buy Daron. But there are some followers. Say, you just do it. Talk about what nobody is shaking. But they have done what they are supposed to do because they're like, Oga. Guess what? They have done what they are supposed to do because they like their Oga. The other one, any day that is not there, any day that is not physically available, nothing will be done. Everybody will just do a shitty job and do whatever they like. Now, these two leaders, that major distinction between the two of them is that one will get results. The one that people function independently because they love him out of love, they will function alright, they will function more and they will be more productive. The one that always have to be a dictator will have to use more energy, more resources, more stress in order to get results. So, the same way in marriage, a man being the head of the house, if you lead your family in love, especially your wife, because you see, man is the head of the house. Don't forget, woman is the neck. Imagine the neck not functioning right. The head will be static. So even if you are the head, you need the neck to function right. If your neck refuses to work, then you cannot look left and right. That means you cannot drive. So the fact that he is the head does not negate the relevance of the woman. The fact that you are the head does not negate the values and the essentials that the woman possesses. God, this word was made wrap around the value of women. Because you see, God made us out of dust, made woman out of flesh. They are equipped with so much values, and a man just have to recognize that. And you see, that's how they have so much of Banje to use your head. You want to be at peace, put her first. So the fact that you are leading, leadership by example, there are so many kind of leaders. Selfless leadership. Selfless leadership will not have to express the bossy side of leadership. The boss side of I am the head. The Bible says the word of a king is his authority. When you speak a word and you have to come and shout and emphasize it before your wife have to do it, then you are not a good leader. You are not a good head. You are not. But when you just say something and the wife just naturally, like Abefe said, you can make it easy for a woman to submit. It is very easy. A woman that is happy, and hear me, women are naturally insatiable. Everybody knows that. But find out, it is not so difficult to make a woman happy. If you can't afford this one, look for the one you can afford. If she's asking for this. Sometimes it's not in what you buy. Sometimes it's just how you talk about her or how you just do ologbo. And see, women just know how to work on their brain. How you just talk when you are in public. It's what will just give her a honor. If you honor a woman, she will honor you. Women are like this thing, they're like processor. You give it in, they will give it back to you. You talk to her with disdain, don't worry, come back home, she will disdain you to the worst scenario. They reproduce. Women are naturally, they reproduce. So it becomes a function of, as the head, how do you discharge your leadership? What does leadership means to you? What does being the head means as a man? It's what makes things work well. Are you a toxic leadership that is power freak, power hungry, that all you just want to do is, and then this area of when a man do what is wrong, then that's when you remember that you are the head. When they are paying bill, you are collecting money, you don't want to pay bills. No, you can't do this, you can't do that. You don't want to do all of those things. But when you do something wrong and they question you, you say, what kind of nonsense is that? I am the head of this place. No, that's not the reason why you are the head. The reason why you are the head is responsibility, leadership, and accountability. And I think a typical African man do a little bit pretty well with responsibility. I'm not talking of the nuisance. I'm not talking of all those tidila. You know, there are some men that we call tidila that live all their life on women. Every good thing that has ever happened to them in their life has an involvement of a woman's money. I'm talking of real men. I think African men are doing well with, responsibility. Leadership. Accountability is where the problem is. Being able to be accountable for every action and inaction is where I think we're lacking as an African man, because you see, you want to use your ego to bury every of your shortcomings. So if a man is playing his role as man and is not using his leadership position or his leadership, the confinement of the leadership and the administration of the house upon him to humiliate the wife or to bury his shortcomings, submission will become easy. We will not be having a discussion of equality, because you see, it is not a topic, it's not something that we can even implement in marriage at all. At all. I don't know. I stand to be corrected. People might disagree with it. But you see, to a larger extent, that is where my philosophy comes from. I think it will be good if everybody just knew. And then it comes to the subject of communication. Communication. I'm going to close with this. They said meaning reside in man and not in words. Not what you say. And I'm going to make emphasis. I'm talking to either both male and female, but more emphasis to the woman, to the women. Not what you say. Most times, is how you say it. Not what you are requesting, is how you are requesting. Sense of entitlement, sense of ownership, unnecessary excessive use of power, unnecessary and excessive use of privilege or exploitations of the system, especially in a Western world like this. Because they just lie to you that it's a Western world, because you think that if you call 911, they will arrest guy, they will make him miserable. Some of you are going to hell on a direct entry system. No negotiation, because all things are going bad and all you care for. See, the fact that things are not working out with you does not make your husband your enemy. It doesn't mean you have to necessarily sold out to make him miserable. So, kakakeguma say, I have a shower done. It's insane. It's insane. So it comes down to communication. It's not what you say most times, it's how you say it. It's how you say it. It's not, most times, it's not what is being said. It's how it's been. The channel of communication is what you should watch. All of these things we should not be even talking of gender equality at all. If a man plays his role as a man and he understand what leadership is about. Because leadership is not dictatorship. Leadership is not authority. Leadership is responsibility, accountability, and leadership. Being the head is responsibility, accountability, and leadership. And leadership is all about accountability, responsibility, and you just have to stay at the verge, be in charge Be in charge, be on top of it. Now, to the woman, one of the things that is killing the marriage of this generation is everybody that you are talking to that is advising you. You are reading Insta blog, you are reading everything, is sinking into your brain. Those who are advising you, they are not telling you their own story. I can't take this. And then you go home and you just want to run your mouth because they've told you about gender equality. Okay, now you want the equality, but the way you're asking for it, you are not even being equal. And then you just run it. It's not what you said, it's how you said it. The fact that you are paying bill is not the reason why your man should be doing like this. It's not the reason for it. If you like, be the one paying 100% bill. A man will still not be subject to all this thing. The fact that you are paying, you are supporting the house with helping some bill, is not a reason why your husband just say one thing, you say 10 things. It's not a reason you are paying one or two bills. Before you talk outside, you say kilonche, chicken, bikini. You are paying bills. The whole of the nuclear and extended family, both in Africa and in Asia and Australia, they are hearing that you are supporting your husband in paying bill. What is the essence? It's not what you said. It's how you said it. It's not what you said. It's how you said it. Ladies and gentlemen, we've spent, quite a good time today to dive into. I hope that somebody can join an inch from all of these thoughts and spend good time and diving into these realities, and somebody can just pick one thing and we can use them to better our life. It's such a good pleasure having you guys here tonight. A very big shout out to my dearly beloved, most eloquent, I'd be fair, tonight. She just come here and want to bamboozle me, but Ajara Wale could it work? No. Thank you very much, Abefe. You are much loved. I hold you in a very high esteem. Today was such a warm moment, and I just want to thank each and every one of you. You are the best audience anybody could ever have. Till I come your way again next time, I wish that you have a very good night, and I'll see you again on Thursday. Bye. Oh, where is it now?